I could be with anyone, you're here with me. You're here with me. You could be around for me. You could be with anyone, and I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me.
Hey, what's going on, people? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Tuesday night call-in show where you guys get to leave your opinion on things. Just so we are up to speed, I have the be putting the link in a moment. And we'll be off to the races. Okay. Yeah, got some ones in the chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, today I kind of wanted to talk about the let me turn this on. I got to bounce that a little better. Okay. Thank you, Sharon. I kind of wanted to talk about an issue that I'm having, like with sister wives, because I do listen when folks say things and take it in consideration, whether I agree or disagree. And something occurred to me. Like, I just happened to be walking through a room yesterday. My wife was watching one of her programs, which is Real Housewives, I think it's of Potomac. And currently, they're in their tell-all phase, right? And I stop in, and I'm sitting there, and I'm eating my little cereal, watching her show, and something occurred to me as I was watching it. There is a subtle difference between how Bravo, particularly the Real Housewives, have approached their tell-all versus how the Brown family has approached their tell-all, even during the course of the season. Like, for instance, their tell-alls, and I've noticed this before because she also watches like Real Housewives of Jersey and Atlanta and all that stuff. But what I've noticed is that they will have their current information, current events, current things that are going on in their lives, so much so that I've seen at least 3 occasions. There's a woman on Potomac. There's another woman, I think she's in Salt Lake. And then, of course, Teresa Giudice when she was arrested, where they'll actually have court cases ongoing. Like, they'll do the season, they'll shoot the season, everything will be filmed. There might be some issues or whatever during the course of the season where, people are looking into things, that kind of stuff. There's an investigation, but they'll get arrested after the season is over, and there will be active court proceedings. And Andy Cohen, bless his heart, will ask about what's going on with those current events. Will ask what's going on. So, like, there's a young lady who got in trouble in Potomac. You had the women responding to it because they do all their tell-alls all together, regardless of whether they get along or not. And they ask them about what's going on with this, what's going on that. So all their information is current information. And you put that against or put that opposed to how they do the sister wife stuff. We are literally talking about events from 10 years ago during the course of the tell-all. Events that happened 40 years ago. You're talking about how people met who are no longer in a relationship with each other. How did Janelle come into the family? How did she meet Cody? How was their relationship in the beginning? Who gives a shit? They're not even together anymore. Deal. They're not together anymore. It doesn't matter whether she was catfishing, straight up cheating. She could have been taking dude down in the hallway, in the foyer. You understand what I mean? Sucking the soul out of that dude. Cody could have walked in, caught him, and left. He hasn't been with her 4 years. What difference does it make? But we're supposed to be sitting, and I think what agitates the shit out of me, if I want to keep it all the way a buck, is the fact that you guys on TLC take us for granted to the point, not only TLC, the Brown family too, all of them, the Brown family too. You take us for granted so much that you give us this little bit of bullshit and we're supposed to run with it. Like, I'm looking at my page, my channel, and I know I say, oh, I'm going to be releasing videos this week, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, blah, 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 blah. But what am I supposed to talk about? Shit that happened 10 years ago? What am I supposed to talk about? There's no new information. Even when they do interviews, there's no new information that's present during the course of those interviews. Salty birches. They just sit there and giggle with each other. What am I supposed to get on my channel? Be like, guys, Mary and Jim was on a show today, and they was talking, and boy, was they giggling their ass off. What am I supposed to talk about? Christine is buying fucking houses and stuff. She's buying properties. She's sitting there acting like she got the best marriage ever. What am I supposed to talk about? Janelle, oh, I just built my house. Maddie's house going to be across the street. They're going to face each other. We're going to be babysitting the kids, and I'm going to go out back and play with some dirt. What am I supposed to talk about? What makes this a show? Robin and Cody, oh, we love each other so much, and oh, I got kids. I'm not going to let them grow up so I can sit here and baby them and pretend like we got all this stuff going on when we have absolutely nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. Like, I thought about this the other day. Like, somebody said, oh, James, I wish you could do an interview with him. For what? What am I going to talk to him about? They don't say shit. And I'm saying this specifically because, like I said, I'm watching Bravo. You take the two hosts of the talk shows. Andy Cohen versus Suki. Right? Suki's credits and credentials as a reporter munchkins Andy Cohen. It munchkins him. Like, he is so small in the world of like reporting. It's ridiculous. But the big difference between the two of them is preparedness. You can see when Andy Cohen is watching it because he's an executive producer, he knows about the storylines. He knows about what's going on. He knows about what's happening with them on and off the camera, on the camera, during the season, off the camera, off season. He knows what's happening with them intimately. He talks to them. He communicates with them. He talks to everybody involved. So when they get to the tell-all, and somebody tries to pawn off some bullshit, or they sit there and start trying, blah, 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 and they start talking in circles, Andy is able to pull that conversation back and redirect them to get an answer. That's the biggest difference. Oh, but James, TLC won't let Suki do it. Then tell it's TLC. I'm done with I'm at the point now, and like I have other content that I'm actually focusing on that I'm going to start rolling out because I need a break from Sister Wives. I do. And it's not a break because Sister Wives is terrible. Well, no, they are terrible. But it's terrible because I feel like, to be honest with you, there were things I was planning on doing, and I'm questioning doing this stuff now because even like Mary said, why? Why are we talking about this stuff? She don't give a shit. Cody treated her like hell. She said that Cody's a good man and we need to mind our own business. I've never been told by people who put their business in the street to mind your business. Stop worrying about what's going on with me. Treat me like I'm a sucker. Because I'm sitting up here trying to justify your situation and explain your situation and defend you. And all of a sudden I'm an asshole. So I'm just saying. Like, that's the part I think that frustrates me beyond anything else. It's just it's a waste of time. Like, the one thing I will talk about is the catfish. I want to do a video on the catfish Not necessarily talking about Mary's situation with the catfish, but how that situation relates to other people, because other people have been catfished too. And another thing that bothers me about this whole situation that I can't get away from, and this is what bothers me too, because I try to push it down and ignore it, but the reality of it is there, and it's simply this: we're getting hustled. This is a straight up hustle. They've been lying to us from the start. This has all been a push for money. Oh, we have the most ideal relationship. We have the example of what a polygamous family should look like. You can't question it because you don't understand what polygamy looks like, because this is the most amazing relationship ever. And to the point where you recommend to other people try it and do it. But then when that shit starts falling apart, now all of a sudden it's, oh, don't talk bad about each other because we all one family and we can all separate and everything will be cool. Then when they start getting ripped off, you the fan base come in flying in. Oh, don't do that to them. Oh, you guys got to stop doing this. Don't make them upset because I want to keep getting this TLC check. But even then, beyond the TLC checks, where it becomes a ripoff and where it becomes like really jacked up to me is that we have, of the 4 wives, we have 3 of them that are trying to come out with like self-help shit. You got Mary pushing the worthy up stuff. Janelle is pushing like, parents who can't deal with their kids or who are being abandoned or ostracized by their kids. Then you got Christine out here, like I saw today, where she's trying to push a cruise, like she's trying to sell a damn cruise. You understand what I mean? Like everything is a hustle. And my question is, like, if you actually cared about your fans, how many times, let me ask you a straight up question. If you cared about the people who spend time on your platform, spend time on your content, spend time, their time, which is the most valuable asset you have, is your time. They spend their time supporting you, encouraging you. How many times have you looked back to any of those people and given them something for fucking free? How many times have you said, look, I'm going to take time out of my day, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to explain something that maybe could help you? Everything with them is like, oh, you got to show up to this event. You got to buy some tickets to that. You got to come here. You got to pay me some money so I can tell you things. Give me help. Not everybody in your audience can afford $500 for a weekend to sit there, or a day to sit there and listen to you talk about stupid shit. The people who actually need your help, the people who you should be speaking to, the people who are in like situations, 9 times out of 10 don't have access to extra money. They don't have access to money to survive. So you can miss me with the whole, I'm trying to encourage and teach women how to do better for themselves. Because that's not what this is. It's a straight up hustle. This shit is a grift. This is a straight grift. Just saying. Like, even with the like, I'm watching a couple of them went on like little podcasts or YouTube streams and stuff. And I don't give a shit. Like, my channel is small. You guys, check my view counts. I don't got a lot of, it might not make sense for them to come on my stuff. I'm not even arguing for me. But what I will say is, you do have people who have put in time, energy, and effort into talking about your situation, into defending you as you are moving through this space. They're trying to encourage you. They're talking to your fans. They're hyping you up during your off seasons, promoting your show, keeping the interest high in your show, allowing you to renegotiate your contract. Those drivers go widely ignored. Those drivers go widely ignored. Instead, and this is no shade on people who are getting these interviews, but instead, you guys are giving interviews and taking time and talking to people who are Johnny come newbies to the whole sister wife scene. They show up in like season 18, 19, start a channel, and all of a sudden you run to their show. But the people who, because there are people before me who were doing this content, and you won't even talk to them. You won't even return their phone calls or give them an email or give them a shout out. And they've been propping your ass up for years. Because like I said, if you watch any of the, I encourage you. It's on the Bravo stuff. If you have access to Bravo, watch one episode. That's what I did. I didn't watch all the damn because I'm not gonna get into it, like down another rabbit hole. But with the Real Housewives stuff, watch the most recent tell-all on Potomac, Real Housewives of Potomac, and you will see a night and day difference between how they do the tell-alls on Bravo versus how they're doing it on TLC. Night and day. Night and day. Everybody's on the same stage. They have to let each other talk. It's nobody jumping up trying to fight nobody. Nobody's threatening to walk off because they get asked a question or somebody make a comment and they can't handle it like they're a little kid or some shit. Nobody's sitting around talking about, this ain't a safe space. I don't feel comfortable. Like that, nobody's doing that shit. You know why? Because if they do it on Bravo, you know what's going to happen on Bravo? That's your last time on the show. You get up and walk out on Andy when he asks you a question, Andy will fire your ass. You tell Andy that you don't want to answer that because that's verboten, your ass is fired. You are mega fired. That's the difference. And like I said, it's just, I don't know. Because like I said, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it, and I know some folks are gonna be like, "Damn, James, you all fired up. What you all mad about?" It's just, look, when it comes down to it, I'm not the one to sit here and just pretend like it's okay that I'm being used. Like sometimes I recognize, like, it is, systems are systems and things happen, and somebody's going to use you. Like, all right, well, I'm gonna let them get away with that. But me, like, I don't like people trying to play me like I'm a dummy. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy that. This is the equivalent of when Cody is sitting there and he's saying stupid shit to whether it's Christine or Janelle, and he's telling, like that time he was telling Christine, yeah, if you take me to get child support, then the government gonna come and take the kids away, and they're gonna take away all your money. Oh, they're gonna hire a lawyer, they're gonna take away the kids and the money. Woo! Like that stupid shit. I understand you scared. I understand that you are going to say things to try to defend yourself. I understand that. But please, if you're gonna lie to me, make the lie good and believable. Make it realistic. Don't sit here and tell me some old fantasy shit. You might as well tell me a damn leprechaun on a unicorn is gonna come by and snatch the kids up and take them to the other side of the damn rainbow while you're at it. Like that kind of dumb shit. And the same way when I was watching it, I was insulted. I'm insulted now. Because this is it's downright insulting. And then they're going to roll out season 21 like they're going to talk about some shit. Mary's announcing she's doing a tell-all book. Tell what? What you going to tell? You are not the most outright forthcoming person who's ever been on the show. Everybody, all the hosts have complained. Anybody who has hosted the show has complained that Mary is the toughest interview out of all of them because she doesn't want to say shit. And you gonna write a tell-all book and say what? I will not be silenced. You haven't said shit yet. For somebody who's vowing not to be silenced, you haven't said anything yet. I'm just saying, because I'm just on the fence, man. Like I said, I was a long time watcher of 90 Day Fiancé. I got rid of that shit. I stopped watching 90 Day Fiancé after their last run of Happily Ever After. Best decision I ever made. Best decision I ever made. I'm watching that shit now. Like I see, like it'll pop up, and some of the stuff that they have planned, and some of the stuff they trying to do. It's so obvious that none of the people on this show at this point are even interested in doing this show. They're there because they're trying to increase their social media footprint, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever, so they can get brand deals. They will agree to do any storyline they put in front of them. If they tell them tomorrow, oh, yeah, you supposed to be having a relationship because we want to bring this other person who is on previous seasons and he's not with his wife anymore, but we want to bring him back. And instead of us filming him with prospectively another person that the fans are unaware of or unfamiliar with, what we're going to do is we're going to take him and hook him up with another person who's left their husband and pretend like they having a relationship and they having complications with their stuff. Ooh, that is going to be good. Stupid shit. And you know these people ain't together like that. It's like a little clubhouse. This shit's corny. It's stupid. I'm so glad I'm not watching 90 Day Fiancé. It's so dumb anymore. It's so dumb. Very little of it has to do with like actual people being in love and trying to get to the States to get married. Now they're not even. Now they send people off to different places, like 90 Day the other way, or before the 90 Day. They send people to other places so they can meet people. They can introduce the new cast member to the show. They send them somewhere where they can meet people. And I think the one young lady they have on Single Life now, I saw the episode where they introduced her. She went before the 90 days. She saw that guy that she was supposed to be in love with and about to marry and thinking about moving to wherever the hell he was from. She saw him like 3 times. I think this guy was married with kids. And then she wound up sleeping with another dude because she was supposed to be like a newborn virgin because she wasn't saved herself for so long. And then she threw it at this first guy that she met after the love of her life broke up with her. And she met this other dude over the next couple of days, threw it up on him. Then he broke up with her when she came back to the States. Now she back on Single Life. I can't do it, man. And I'm looking at 90 Day or Sister Wives the same damn way. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we talking about? They're going to come out with another season. They talk about what? Pretend like because even with the whole Janelle thing, somebody brought up, Janelle's being threatened. And it occurred to me that, yeah, that's a way for them to be able to bookend and say, this is why the family needs to come together to support Janelle because so many people were against her and now she's scared. So we're going to rally around her as a family and we're going to have like the big reunion thing, which they've been trying to soft pedal push the entire time since like season 18. Oh, we're going to bring the family back together. We're going to have, even in season 17, when they were, Christine was leaving, they were talking about, yeah, can we get the family back together? Get the family back together. You guys won't even sit there and talk during COVID. You were in the same city, 5-10 minutes from each other. You guys couldn't figure it out. But now I'm supposed to believe you're in different parts of the country, and now all of a sudden it's imperative that we all get back together so that we can enjoy each other's company. Come on, man. Come on. Like you're just putting stuff out. And I even feel like with the Brown family, they're staying on the show so they could sell these little weekend counseling sessions or coaching sessions or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? Coaching sessions from who? Coaching sessions from who? What are you learning from them? You guys have made millions of dollars on this show. You're in the top 1% of earners in the country. Whether you can feel bad for them all you want, they're in the top 1% of earners in the country with the amount of money that they are making from this show. Them leaving their significant other, is nothing like it would be for the average person walking out of their relationship. And I'm talking about if you're a monogamist and you are with one husband, one wife, and you say you no longer want to be in that relationship. If you are making $50, $60, $70,000, you're $150,000 in debt. You got student loans, you got medical bills, you got kids, you trying to pay lights, trash, everything else, and you talk about you want to leave. That's way more difficult than a multi-millionaire. They might not even have $1 million in the bank. That might not be fair. But they should have millions in the bank because they made millions of dollars. Just because you're shitty with your money doesn't mean that you're in the same situation I'm in. Because your tax record doesn't look nothing like my tax record. Your tax bracket doesn't look nothing like my tax bracket. So it begs the question for me, what the fuck are you going to tell me about a relationship? What are you going to tell me about leaving a relationship? And here's the secret to the sauce too. If you want to do this is what happened. This is what happened when I left. Just citing Mary. Worthy up, y'all. I'm living my best life. I don't let nobody come into my world and tear me down. That's all cool. That hero shit is all cool. But you have to talk about your L's for people to understand your W's. You have to talk about your L's for people to understand your W's. You don't talk about your L's. You call it a time that right before the catfish, you call it a catfish situation instead of calling it what it was. I was trying to have an affair on my husband. I tried to cheat on my husband who was neglecting me at the time. I went out, tried to get a boyfriend, screw him, but then it turns out I was being lied to and I was being tricked. That's what it was. Let's stop calling it the cutesy catfish shit. Before that, the dark time. That was the time he was ignoring your ass. Let's not call it cutesy names. Let's call it what it is. You were alone. You were rejected. You were dejected. You were by yourself. Let's call it what it is. Talk about your L's. And then teach from your L's. Like, this is what I experienced. This is where I failed. Not where I won. I'm winning all the time, y'all. All I do is win, no matter what. If the people you were talking to, you were trying to coach, if they were in situations where they won all the time, they wouldn't need you to coach them. Can I say that one more time? If the people you were dealing with that you're trying to sell your little programs to are used to, like, you get up and you want to tell your hero stories, your Shira stories about how you the heroine and you the one that don't take no shorts and you win every time you turn around because you make awesome decisions and you protect your peace and you do all this bullshit. You a successful businesswoman. You got all kinds of money and you worthy up and you realize how valuable and awesome you are. If the people you were talking to and you were trying to sell this program to were in the same or similar situation, they wouldn't need a damn program. The people you trying to sell your programs to are people who are having complications. You can't have a great relationship with your kids and then try to sell a program to your kids about parental alienation. Which one of Janelle's kids cut her off? Is she going to talk about parental alienation? Oh, well, that's because I watched my kids cut off Cody. So I want to talk to parents whose kids have cut them off. Cody got cut off for a reason, as far as I can tell. Now I want to have somebody come on and say, James, you being mean to them, you bullying them. I'm not bullying them. I'm just calling it what it is. I'm just not going to sit here and be quiet no more. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like they get because they had a hard time. Life treated them unfairly and they had a hard time. I got to put on my kid gloves and treat them like precious porcelain glass. Because here's the secret. Life has been kicking me and everybody I know square in the ass since day one. I don't know anybody. I know people who are very successful. I know people who are not successful at all. And I'm telling you, everybody involved, whether they're the highest of the high, the lowest of the low, all of them, life is taking their time. It's time kicking their ass, because that's what life do. Life kicks your ass. And even talking about like the prospect of loser. I don't want to tell no loser stories because I don't want people to look at me like I'm a loser. I'm bad. A while ago, I used the example, then I'll share the link. I used the example of Keanu Reeves, John Wick, right? To talk about like the villains and all that stuff. There ain't no villains. We don't need no villains because you don't know how to tell a story. And I can tell y'all don't know how to tell a story based on the storylines y'all been putting forward on Sister Wives. Don't get me started. But if you look at John Wick, the first 15 minutes of John Wick is him doing what? This is John Wick. John freaking Wick. The guy who the mobsters call the boogeyman. The mobsters call him the boogeyman. The head of the Russian mob was sitting there like, who you mess with? John, whoa, John, who? That guy. The guy who puts terror and fear in the hearts of the leader of mobsters. Because he'll come into a spot, wipe out a whole gang by himself with a pencil. This guy is Mr. Billy Badass on steroids. But in the first 15 minutes of the movie, John Wick did nothing but lose. Let me say that again. In the first 15 minutes of John Wick, he did nothing but lose. John Wick lost his wife. His wife passed away, died. He lost his wife. His wife sent him a dog. He took his dog that his wife had just sent him over. Oh, little puppy, let's go for a ride. Take the dog out, go to the gas station, run into some little mobster kids, some mobster nobodies. It's not like these are the ace killers of the mob. No, he ran into some mobsters nobody. Nobody knew who these kids were. Then all of a sudden, these kids followed John Wick home. What did they do? They killed his damn dog. Then they took his car. Then they whipped his ass. They whipped his ass. So he lost his wife, he lost his dog, he lost his car, and he got his ass whipped in the first 15 minutes of the movie. And this is Baba Yaga. He wasn't afraid to take a loss. They expressed his loss because that's what drove the movie. So when he started winning, that's why everybody was on his side. See, that also is good storytelling. See how that works? And all I'm saying is if you're going to get up and you're going to sell Worthy up, parental alienation, how women can improve their lives, how you can separate from your situation, you have to be open and transparent about what you endured so people understand that what you were going through, so they understand what you overcame. They have to understand what you were going through so they understand what you overcame. Because if I step back and look at your situation and I take away the whole of the observation that I have from watching 20 seasons of this show and I remove all that, you're a millionaire who decided she no longer wanted to be with her millionaire husband. That's not the same thing as somebody who has been financially, emotionally, psychologically abused and mistreated by a spouse who has been systematically trying to degrade and torture and demean her over the course of generations, not even generations, that's misspoken. Strike that, redirect. Over the course of decades, and not only her, but her children. Talk about what you endured so that we know what you went through to understand what you're overcoming. Like I said, I have no idea why anybody would, and that's what I say. I don't understand why anybody would sign up for those coaching classes. I have no idea why you would sign up for a coaching class from somebody, because they're not in your situation, and two, they're not honest. So how are they going to teach you how to do something that you don't understand what they went through? And I'll give you another little hint. Somebody said, somebody asked me a while ago, hey, James, you ever think about doing coaching stuff? No. You know why? Because I don't have all the answers. I feel like I don't have the answers. The only thing I can provide, I don't provide advice. I give my opinion and I give my perspective. And you can take with that what you and do with that what you will. I don't feel like I'm qualified to give out advice to somebody. And I'm looking at me. And I think I'm far more expressive with the way that I talk about things than these folks. And I don't think I'm qualified. So I don't know how in the world they feel like they qualified to do that shit. Because that's crazy talk to me. Like if you pay for a course to go see the Brown family, to me, I think if you pay for a course to go see the Brown family for these courses, you're paying to meet the Brown family. It's a cover charge for you, to admission charge for you to be able to get a picture, maybe a signature or whatever, and fanboy. Like that's the only reason why you would go to this shit. But that also goes back to why it's so important that they keep the show. They don't want to talk about anything. They don't want to reveal anything. They just want to keep the show so we keep watching. But then they just so that they could build this side business, kind of what I was talking about with 90 Day Fiancé. It's not about doing the show anymore. They're so past and so overdoing the show. The show is a minor inconvenience so they can get to the money that they want to get to and do the things that they want to do. Like I said, people are going to be pissed at me. James, you're so negative. I'm not negative. I'm not negative. I'm not bashing them. I'm not destroying them. Nobody gives a shit what I think anyway. But at the end of the day, what I will give them is, like my mom said, I keep saying this shit, the only thing you owe people is honesty. And I'm not going to blind loyalty to people and then find out later that they doing the wrong thing. I'm not rubber stamping people. I'm not doing it. But here's the link. Sorry for my little tirade, but that's where I'm at. You guys call in. Let me know what you guys think. Do I have it wrong? Am I am I coming at it at the wrong way? Maybe I'm not looking at it correctly. Let me put it in the other chat as well. Maybe I'm tripping. And I'm not even ruling that out. I'm not ruling that shit out. I might be tripping. Maybe it's something wrong with me. Like, damn, James, maybe you do need to take a break, son. Maybe you do need to take a break. Because you be tripping, James. You tripping. Hold on 1 second. Oh, damn it. Because like I said, I don't think I am. Because I think it's like overall, like I said, I think the shit is disrespectful. And if they're putting out content that they know they're not, they know for sure. What the hell? All right. Gotta put it in the other chat too. But they know for sure that they're not trying to say anything. They're not trying to do anything. They're not trying to really put any information out. Stop doing the show. It's embarrassing. But that's kind of where I'm at. Coming to the stage, we gotta just so you guys know, I'll run the lights or whatever, and I have the buzzer to let you know that your time has expired. So I'll give everybody 5 minutes. Let me set my clock up though. I am not prepared. came in. I was so fired up about that shit. Like I said, it's hard when you watch, you watch a show, and we've been complaining about like how they've been doing the tell-alls forever. And you watch, like I watched my wife's show yesterday. I was like, this is some bullshit. Like, how they gonna do us like this is some bullshit? And then they're on top of that, what burns me up even more, on top of that, they act like we should be thankful. Well, y'all ought to be thankful I would bother talking to you people. You gotta be thankful. But coming to the stage, we got a Megatron in the house. What's going on, Megatron? How you doing? Hello.
I'm sorry. Hey, James.
Hey, how you doing?
I am hanging in there, one day at a time, man. One day at a time.
I'm telling you. Hopefully
That's all we can do.
That's all you got sometimes. Both hands. That's,
That's it. And I'm just not one to wallow.
Mhm.
I'm a firm believer in just working through, some people, not knocking people who can't, but I've just never been one of the ones to go through something and then just sit there and complain about it and woe is me and everybody look at me, see, I'm grieving. Like I've always moved in silence, keep it moving, keep it grooving. And when I'm not okay, it's okay to take some time off, but I don't like to wallow in it. You know what I mean?
No,
I went on to the gym today, worked through it, so that's just where I'm at.
Okay. No, because again, I commended you the other day. I was talking about you. I don't think you were on, but we was talking about you behind your back, so you know. Yeah, I told you. If I say it behind your back, I'm gonna say it to your face.
Right. That's what listen. Hey, I respect that. I respect it.
But one of the things I had said was just the fact that, like, I understand you going through some things. I don't put your business out, but I understand you were going through some things, especially with your family and all that. And I was like, but the one thing with Megatron, when she called in, she's present, she's there, she's not saying, guys, oh, this is but she's coming in with positive energy, and so we like to try to get that back in the form of support.
I appreciate it because I've been talking about y'all the whole time I was down there. I got back. I don't even know what the day is. Today's Tuesday. Sunday, because I had the Cat Williams to go to. They're like, "You're still going?" Hell yeah, I paid my money. I'm going.
Well, he got my money cash to check, so yeah, I'm gonna at least look at his ass.
You know what I'm saying. And it was a good show, and it was nice, and the love, the prayers, the support is there. We feel it. We need it. And just thank y'all. Seriously, thank y'all. The whole My Take fam. We really appreciate it.
No, that's awesome. We're glad we could help out as little as we can, but yeah. So
y'all should be proud of me. I didn't go down there, didn't act up. I didn't act up, James. I did not act up. But like I said, Saturday in the call-in show, I call bullshit on this. Oh, people are threatening. Ain't nobody threatening that woman. Because when a real quote unquote, a real situation arises in threat, y'all did nothing. Nobody was panicked. Nobody called the FBI. Right. Nobody did anything. So I'm just calling BS on that whole somebody's threatening her crap. And then like you were saying earlier in your show, today's show about, show up for work, do your job, or just don't do the job no more. Don't show up. Because what's this? Y'all have to be babied. Like, y'all are in y'all 50s. I think all of them are in their 50s. Why do we have to coddle you people? Why do we have to coddle y'all?
Yeah, I think Cody's almost 60 because he slipped up during the Special Forces. And he bumped his age up a couple years. Like before, I thought he was actually closer to me, but he's actually closer to 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody's almost 60. If he's not 60 now.
So I'm just like, why do we have to coddle them? What makes them any different than anybody else that get thrown to the wolves and have to fend for themselves? They're no different. Like, what makes the Brown family so off limits? God forbid we call the spade a spade.
Right.
I don't get all this coming to these people's defense when they are basically pissing people off. And we got to come to his defense because we literally are watching this man rob 3 women. But you can't really call it robbing because they're willingly giving it to him. So at this point, we watching the food be the food and the aggressor be the aggressor, however they want to call. Why ain't nobody coming to these people's defense when Cody was doing all what he was doing?
Right.
They getting mad at us. Like I said, I'm what you said, James, from the top rope, coming down with the elbow hard.
Yeah, dropping the bones.
Damn this family and anybody who is, oh my God, give them grace and no, we're not. No, we're not. We're not doing that no more. If that's what y'all coming to this, your show and your audience and thinking we're going to give these people, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing it, especially when they don't deserve it. So,
no, I agree.
I just, I'm as Miss Linda say, this is my story and I'm sticking to it. Throw all of them away. Like I said, Truly can go to, all of them can go right in the garbage.
Babies.
Right in. When I tell you all of them, the dogs, her chickens that she had back there, everything, every feather, beak, droppings, all of them can go in the trash because they're trash. And then you trying to, that whole thing where she's trying to get parents to call in or whatever for that's for Cody benefit.
Right.
Now you see what I'm saying? Throw all of them away. Out of everybody that she knows, who the only person who children has basically walked away from them, no contact, don't deal with them, don't talk to them? Her sorry ass baby daddy. That she's basically making us pay to fund some stuff she want her kids to do with Cody, so her and Cody can sneak and get back together. We funding this shit.
You bankrolled it. Well, you know what? Because even to your point, if you think about it, like the same way we'll complain, like, Mary, Christine, and Janelle were giving money to Cody, who was taking care of Robin, and why were they doing that? Like, we're doing the same thing. We just switched positions. So the fan base is actually supplying money. Because like you said, if we give money to Janelle and Cody gets left by Robin because the show gets canceled, Cody coming back to Janelle's.
Let me tell you something. Coming back, he ain't never left. He ain't gone. They just on a pause. He ain't gone. Janelle is not through. She's not through. And James, correct. I'm like Negla now. Am I wrong? I said this last year on your show on a call-in.
Yeah.
She's standing there holding that door open for Cody. That just solidified. When you said that, I said that damn heifer. Coming from the top rope is Megatron. Both elbows, no holds bar. Because that whole she's talking to her own children. She's not doing it in a way where she's talking one-on-one with her kids because she's a coward. She's a punk. She's doing it through making people pay her to tell them what she wants to tell her kids. Because, James, her kids, they're going to support her. They're going to be listening and whatever. She's talking to her kids without talking to her kids.
Right.
She want them to get back in good with Cody because that'll ease the whole situation. But off the top rope, Janelle, we know y'all are looking. TLC, what's your name? Robin, Mary, Jen, whoever. Baby, we're not letting up off y'all. Y'all can quit with them white women tears. Quit weaponizing them white women tears because somebody getting on your ass and telling the truth about it. The truth, you free. Tell the truth, shame the devil, like my grandmama say. Ain't nobody threatening y'all. Y'all just don't like that people are picking out the truth, and y'all are using your white women tears and your white privilege to try to get us to shut up. Mary, in your words, thank you. We will not be silenced. But James, that's all I got for you tonight. I just, keep talking your stuff because they're not shutting us up. They're not. I refuse.
No. Because as crazy as it is, when I started saying stuff, I noticed that all of a sudden my system started crashing like a mother. But I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna speak my speech. Yeah. So it is what it is. We're just gonna put it where the ghosts could get it.
And did you see the video where they're talking about the villain? I said, James is the only person who talked about the interchanging the villains on this show. Now, all of a sudden, it's a threat to call a spade a spade?
Right. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did see that video. I actually responded to it in a loose way, but like because my position is I'm not going to support going down there doing something to Janelle physically. Like it's
Right,
not that
right,
important.
exactly.
And again,
Exactly.
just to reiterate it, I'm not even just saying that. Like, don't do it for Janelle. She got kids and everything else. But I'm also saying that to the fan base who watches the show. Like, I don't want to see
Right.
somebody go down there and ruin their life trying to
It
protect
ain't
somebody
worth
who
it.
don't give a shit about you. Yeah.
Right. It ain't worth it because they all in cahoots. All of them are in cahoots.
Right.
But I don't know about nobody else, James. And this is from my point of view. This is my opinion. I don't know if you took it that way or you see it that way or whatever. But I felt like that the reason why I was so enraged when I saw that was because, first of all, there's not many men covering this show.
Mhm.
And I could kind of maybe almost with certainty say you're the only black male covering this show.
Yeah. I think
So it's almost like they're trying to villainize your show to make themselves look less villainous. And that offended me to the high offensive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it pissed me off. Because it's like Jane's the only one with a video talking about villains on the show. Now they're making it seem like you're this Pied Piper getting everybody to try to beat them up. That's kind of almost what I felt like.
Mm.
And I was like, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I see what you're saying. I didn't think about it like that, but I did pick up on the fact that to my knowledge, maybe somebody else is saying it, but to my knowledge, I am the only one who said I made this villain. Is in my title, my thumbnail title about the whole villainy thing.
Yes, you're the only channel I've seen with that. So it was like, oh, these motherfuckers talking about us over here.
Yeah.
They talking about our person. Not gonna happen. Not finna go there. Because listen, Linda. Now you want to go talking about shit being hard now. You have no idea who the fuck I know down there. It can get ugly real quick, but it won't be streetwise. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people at that courthouse down there. Very, 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 very a lot of people down there. Very high people.
Oh, okay.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to be mindful down there. You just got to be mindful of what you do, what you say. It ain't what you know, it's who you know most of the days.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, but y'all are trying to throw shade on James and my take. Say our name. If you're gonna throw shade, put it out there. Say the whole name.
Mm.
Don't be subliminal. And he ain't saying anything wrong. We're not saying anything wrong.
Right.
I haven't seen anybody here threaten to do nothing to them people other than, boy, oh, she need her ass whooped. That's not a threat. That's just stating the obvious. You do.
Because the whole thing is that like this goes back to the whole idea of the safety thing. Like, oh, it's not a safe place. It's not safe. When push comes down to shove, me saying something or making an observation isn't me threatening you. If I criticize you, that's not me threatening you.
That's not a threat.
If I observe it, like I said, I would, if I went out, and I think I said this on Sunday, but if I went out on to a club or a bar with a friend of mine and I was at his wedding and he's in there and he's carousing with this young lady and he talk about, yo, James, I'm about to dip. If my wife called, tell her blah, blah, blah. I'm going to pull him aside and say, bro, are you ready to get divorced? Because you're making a choice. Like, this is a choice. And I would talk to him about it. That's not me not being on his side. That's not me hating on him. That's to my friend that you messing up.
Giving them the real.
Right. And so
that's called reality. Right, These people don't live in reality. They live in this fantasy, fake, made up BS world that if you're gonna be out here with the common people, you need to get with it, the program. Because we're gonna tell you the truth. We're not about to sugarcoat and like them people do over there in whatever environment y'all was in. Right. You can't handle people critiquing and telling the truth. You shouldn't have never got on a TV show.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially don't get on the TV show and damn sure don't sell no programs and no coaching.
Yeah.
Justify everything that people want to do the wrong way because you're going to jam some folks up. You can ruin people's lives giving them bad advice.
There you go. Like, people are dying.
Right.
People are literally dying, and here you are lying, talking about worthy up and whatever the hell Janelle's doing, because you can get somebody hurt.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So where is their accountability? People want to come down. Oh, people are bullying people. No, ain't nobody bullying them by telling them the truth. The truth is the truth.
Right. Right.
So I don't know. I just took personal offense to that. Like they're trying to make James out to his, like I've kind of felt like they were throwing shade on the whole channel. Like, oh, look at these angry, black people over here and da 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 da. No, we're not doing that.
Well,
So
we can't ignore the white brothers and sisters, but yeah, I got you.
true. Yeah, because I mean you're the
I know what
face.
you mean,
So
though. I
they're
know what
looking
you
at
mean.
you.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's how they are. Their history with us is we ain't gonna get that deep into it, but that's just what I took from it, James, and that's why I came to your defense as hard as I did and as hard as I do continue, because at the end of the day, you haven't said anything wrong. You're not leading us. It's almost like they're saying that you're the reason why so many people hate them. You're the reason why so many people hate you.
Right. Right. Right.
You're steady asking people for money to worthy up and whatever the hell y'all got going on. And then y'all still letting this fool steal it from you. Any way, shape, form, or fashion. And that to me, it's like, I'm not going to keep supporting you. And then you keep just funding him and his wife.
Right. Right. Especially
You know what I mean?
people who are waiting for the financial downfall portion of the show. And you find out like they've been bankrolling them, propping them up the whole time. Like
the whole time. That's Janelle. That's what Janelle's doing. I swear to God, I believe that's what Janelle's doing. She's financially, well, Janelle, we're a little short on the rent this month. And, and if I lose everything, we all lose everything. And y'all don't want that to happen. Oh, well, Cody, I can give you $25,000. That's all I have this month. That's her. I believe her. Now, Christine can't do it because David is saying, Mary got Jen, but she's sneaking and doing that too.
Yeah, yeah.
They still funding Cody. You bet your ass and mine that he's calling it. Well, we still got stuff to hang up for Coyote Pass, so I'm gonna need another check for $15,000 from each of you. And they too dumb, and they'll do it, and they'll send it.
Well, we all family, so I won't create no problems. Like,
right.
And that's the thing too. Like, I get not starting no shit, but at the same time, you don't have to let people take advantage of you either. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's where we're at. We're done. What's the girl brailing out loud? You're done. Yes, we're done. Mm-hmm. And they just accept it. Okay, the gig is up, y'all. We've been found out. Let's try to figure something else out. You're blaming the fans because you got caught in a lie. That's Robin 101 right there.
Right.
I'm blaming you for discovering my lie. All of them in the trash. Everybody. Gone. The in-laws too. Logan wife, you come on. Maddie husband, you come on. Aspen, your husband. Everybody. Trash. Trash. But I ain't going to hold you no more. But like I said, James, I'm going to come to your defense. I'm going to come to your defense. And I know you don't like it, baby. You better buy you a good set of earplugs because I'm loud and my voice is heavy. So...
I appreciate it.
No worries. And like I said, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. You are inspiring. Like I told you, my son listens to you. He's applying some of his stuff in college that he picks up, how you analyze a situation. So again, from the bottom of my heart, from my family, we appreciate you. Keep fighting the fight. And we got your back.
I appreciate that. Well, your son actually, speaking of which, you might actually like some of my the newer content that I'm trying to put together now, which will talk about like even just my experience in like corporate America and like how to get jobs and that kind of thing, or how to approach jobs, how to get jobs, keep jobs, get promoted to jobs, and that kind of thing. So it'll be a little more comprehensive.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, he's following you and he's watching. I want to say he put one of his professors on to the show. So we got shout outs to Allegheny College.
Okay.
Both campuses, Maryland campus and Pennsylvania campus, because he does a lot of his assignments based off of your formulas.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah. So again, keep doing what you're doing. You are inspiring a new generation. Unlike them folks we sitting up here talking about, lying, talking, oh, we're just being so bullied at people. Ain't nobody coming to see y'all. Ain't nobody talking about y'all but us because we tired.
Right. Right.
James is the new family the Brown family scapegoat. I am done.
There you go. Maybe they'll bring me on the show and I'll be talking about it. And
James, now, you know
I
you got
might
to
be
go
the
up there and
hardest
cry.
interview they have.
Now you know you got to go up there and cry. You got to grab a little T-shirt, and it's just so hard.
You guys don't understand what I've been through. I got some T-shirts.
Yes, and some jewelry and some flowers that I'm trying to sell.
You guys can check it out on MyTakeOnReality.com.
I'm
Get yours
telling you,
right away
James.
while supplies last.
Right, get the hustle in just like they do. Yes,
That's all.
yeah. But thank you so much, my take, James. Again, keep fighting a good fight, my brother. We here, we ain't going nowhere, and they will not shut us up.
Oh hell no! But thank you, Megatron. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, James. Good night.
Always a pleasure. That was Megatron, y'all. Just put a smile on my face. You know what? There's people that you meet. Megatron actually reminds me, like when I talk to Megatron, she reminds me of a lot of the folks that I knew. Like I said, I spent a good amount of my childhood shuttling back and forth from like down south and up here and northeast. And she reminds me of a lot of that what I used to get down south, like that southern charm, if you will. Um, you know, and to be honest with you, I've never really thought about it, but I've always missed that. You know, like being up north is different. It's cool. Being up north is cool, but it's something special about being down south. It's different. Like the people are different. The pacing is different. The way people approach stuff, just it's especially like Megatron was talking about small towns. I was in a small town in Georgia. That's where my people were coming from, and she's right. Like them, this small towns, Jack, it's different. Like you can mess around like big towns. Like I grew up in a big city, and you messing around with people you don't know who you messing with. You could be messing with somebody who is of consequence, you know. But you could also, 9 times out of 10, nobody knows who anybody else is. But down south, you be talking to somebody and he be like the bum, the town bum or the town drunk, be like the brother or sister or like the town mayor. Or they were in high school. His wife went to high school with the judge or some shit. Like it's just crazy. It's crazy down there. Everybody's so connected and shit. It's nuts. But thank you, Lizzie B, dropping the speak pipe. You guys can leave some speak pipe messages. But we got Sharon coming to the stage. What's going on, Sharon? How you doing?
I'm good, James, and you?
Doing very well. Doing very well. How's life treating you?
It's good. It's good. Everything's good. You don't want people talking about you, then don't be on the damn reality show. I mean,
Right. That's what I've been
just
saying. Yeah.
don't lay
And
your
actually,
shit out
that was
there,
one of the
man.
things she said. That was one of the things that Mary and Jen said. Like, well, I understand that we on a reality show. It's something that I've always said. Like, you gotta sign up for this shit. But you gotta understand if people get the stuff all wrong.
Yeah. Well, then straighten it out. Tell the
Right,
truth and
exactly.
be honest about it. Because it's like you say, if you tell the truth, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to come up with the lies. You don't have to keep them straight. All that shit, I mean, it's just Mary kills me because I think the reason that she wanted the house like she wanted, kind of thing, and not just like the wet bar and the things like that, but I think it was so that she could still invite the family over, the family could come over, and that way she felt a part of the family. But see, you don't ever hear her say that, not one time throughout the whole show.
Mhm.
She makes it into this thing about, well, if I had this many kids, I would have needed this much room. That's not what's up for thing here. It's like she wanted to get the sympathy. She wanted to get the thing about it. I mean, I get it. It's a hard thing to go through, and have a hard time to be able to have kids and stuff. I get it. I've been there. I've done that, you
Mm.
know, and I get that it's hard, but don't use it as an excuse to be, hateful or be, look for everybody's sympathy and stuff. Cause I'm going to tell you that sympathy ain't going to help you through that.
Right.
Straight up. I mean, we had a hard time getting pregnant. We went for over a year trying to get pregnant and stuff. And then finally, everything worked out. But, you know, we lost a girl. We lost one of
Oh.
our daughters. I ain't seen her
Mm.
in 20 some years. My brother, his wife, 39 years old, died from COVID.
Wow.
Died from it. Left three young kids stunting for him to have to raise. So if
Mm.
things bad happening to you can make you go around and be however you want to, well, hell, James, I'll pull my pistol out and start shooting people in the face all the damn time.
Right. Right.
I mean, let's get real, You can't just hold that out and kind of thing and say that. You get the sides of the stories that you get from them. And if you knew the truth, or if we knew more of the truth, maybe we wouldn't jump to conclusions about things. But then
Right.
I don't think necessarily our stuff is all just jumping to conclusions based on the facts that we have. 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
I don't know what else to tell you, Uh,
Mm.
the and you cut on it, son. You hit on it real good Sunday, kind of thing. Giving them a chance, or giving like just Janelle a chance, or giving Christina a chance, or giving Mary a chance, and then saying, well, why are we gonna give them chances and not give Cody and Robin chances? Listen, I'm gonna say something. If it happens once, it's an accident. Okay. If it happens twice, it could be a coincidence. But if it happens 3 times, your ass is setting a pattern.
Right. Right.
For real. So
This
if
is
you
what
got
you
3
do.
wives leaving you and that many kids that don't want nothing to do with you, bitch, there's something wrong with you.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, you can't get out of that, And yes, there's been questionable things with all of them, every single one of them. But just like I say, with Robin and Cody, they've proved it over and over and over and over again, And it's like what you say, what would it take for everybody to give them another chance? I'm going to tell you what it would take: a 20 season Dallas dream scene. You know what I'm saying? They'd have to come back and say, oh, this shit was a Dallas dream scene for me to start over, because they say, no way in hell.
Say Bobby standing in the shower, right?
Yeah, I don't want to see Cody standing in the shower. You can show him cutting down a tree or some shit like that, but don't, no. But yes, that's the only thing that's the only thing that would get me to do a revamp on Cody and Robin is a 20 season Dallas dream scene. The wedding dress shit never happened. The 11-day honeymoon never happened. I mean, all that shit. It had to be
Right.
gone. I mean, for real. Right. Yes, I don't, her even suggesting that to Cody, because you stop and think about it. Okay, if it was never her intentions to hoodoo Mary, she was just in, like you say, a desperate situation. I don't say that that's right. It was still wrong, because she knows how he is. She knows how he takes to her suggestions so quick, kind of thing. But her admonishing him, saying, or her saying that it was yeah, you could do that, kind of thing. She knows that's all it takes. Part of me wonders if she did it because, not just because she was in the situation and wanted to get her money and get out of it, kind of thing, but also that she knew that if she fired him up and he did some shit, Mary'd chew him up and spit him out, or Mary's lawyers would,
Right.
and like you said, hers wouldn't have to, but yeah, there's stuff. Yeah, everybody does questionable stuff and everything. But like I say, Cody and Robin have proved it that they can't be trusted. I would love to have seen a little more from Cody's daddy when he was alive, kind of thing, because for him to balk and not go to him and Christine's wedding, and him to be the rough person that everybody, all his kids and grandkids, say that he was and stuff, I think he knew Cody wasn't cut out for that.
Yeah.
I think for sure he knew it. I think he knew what ego Cody had as far as thing. And I know that's sometimes what they say it takes for the polygamy. But I think that he knew that it was never going to work out, because Cody needs too much time and too much attention. You know, and I think that he was not going to do what he needed to do or what his daddy thought he needed to do, you know, in order to make the whole family thing work.
Right. Right. Well, I mean,
But
that and the fact that, like, the way it just seems like looking at the timelines and the way things were done, it just didn't seem like he had anything set before he moved on to the next one. So you marry, you run out, you marry Mary. You don't have anything really set, and then you start dating and courting Janelle.
mm-hmm.
Then you get her pregnant, and you run out and start trying to date Christine. You know what I mean? Like, but nothing was ever really set and solid in those relationships to make them
Right.
work. So maybe,
Well, and I think that's his MO. I think
Mm.
anytime something goes bad and don't go right, kind of thing, he wants to flit and jump. I think that's why they moved so many times. I think that's why he got married so many times. He wasn't happy with Mary. He didn't know what he was getting into when he got into it, kind of thing. Not that he was all right and she was all wrong, by no means, but just it wasn't working. So he brings another one in, and you know, and then so Janelle and Mary was fussing all the time, kind of thing and stuff. Well, you did that too by bringing in the sister-in-law in, or by, you know, by doing this
Right.
with Janelle, and Janelle playing her part in that too, of course. And then you turn around and you bring Christine in because she's the blue blood and she's going to be the go-between between the two of them. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, you know, and that's what he does. He runs from it or he changes it up real quick to try to fix things. But if you can't fix what you already got, adding more to it's just going to be shit. I mean,
Right.
it's like, what's the white part of chicken shit, James? It's chicken shit.
Right. Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I just, yeah, no. It, he cares way too much, and not that people shouldn't, but he cares way too much about what people think to be on a reality show. Because if he
Right.
didn't care, he'd be telling everything. He'd be
Mhm.
saying whatever he wanted to say, or doing whatever he wanted to do, or whatever. He's not a real man because he's never going to own his mistakes. He's always going to think it needs to be about him and all that. And people could say what they want to, but I'm telling you, Robin manipulating the way she does and all that. I'm not saying that she's the reason the family broke up, because that was never going to work the way they were going.
Right.
You know, the thing that gets me is not I can get that they stay on the show or try to do these things to get the money, kind of thing, to live off of, or living off the money off of the show. What I don't get is why TLC's letting it go on.
Mm.
Because, I mean, they went down from 2018, like 1.7 million viewers to like now here we
A
are
week. Yeah.
at,
At one
now
point,
here
like
we are at like
17.
800,000 or 600,000 and keep dropping and dropping and dropping. What?
Well, because by season 17, they had 4 million
Mm-hmm.
a week. And then they dropped like season 18, 19, they dropped to like 1.7.
Right.
And then, like you said, with the from what I saw in the last season 20, they were averaging 400,000
Yep.
a week. So it's precipitously dropped. And part of the justification, and this is where it gets kind of sticky, because part of the justification for them to make $1 million a season was the fact that they were pulling in 4 million a week. But if you're only doing 1% of that, there's no reason in the world why you guys are making as much money as you're making.
Right.
You know,
For
so
real.
I don't know. It's
Well,
gonna
and I
be. I
mean,
think it's
I
gonna
just
be an
don't.
internal struggle.
Well, stop and asking them things. Now, listen, Big G is a whole nother ball game. They don't want to talk about Big G in the tell-alls or any other time. Listen, God, God, Godspeed. You know what I mean? You do you, because
Right.
that's a whole different character. All the yeah, you leave that one alone. That in my mind is untouchable, because I've been there and I know what it feels like.
Mhm.
So you know that right there to me is untouchable. But the rest of that shit, hell no, it's all up for grabs. Hell
Right.
no. You know, you go standing there saying me and Cody didn't do nothing wrong when he helped me pick out that wedding dress. I'm gonna call you a lying bitch, because you lying.
Right.
Cody saying he didn't do nothing wrong, now you a lying asshole, man. He may be a bitch too. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But because how can you say that's not wrong? You know, it's just like with my kids. If if you think that what you're fixing to do or what you're not, and my kids will be 27 this year. If you think what you're fixing to do or what you're fixing to not choose to not do is going to upset me or God, then you best not be doing it, or you best be doing it like you're supposed to.
Mm.
Because at 20, it don't matter whether you're 10 and living in my house or 27 and living up the road. I'm your mama for the rest of your life till they put me in the ground. So if I got to say something, I'm going to say it. Straight up.
Right.
Yep. And I'm like you. I'm from one of those small towns in North Carolina. So, we keep it real down here. We just do. Yeah, everybody knows everybody. So yes, you do need to be careful what you say to who and what you say it to. But for the most part, we real. I think I told a lady one time whenever they were looking for Osama bin Laden years and years ago, kind of thing, and I said, see, what they need to do is send a couple old Southern women over there to look for him, because everybody thinks people in the South are so friendly. Hell, we ain't friendly. We just nosy as hell. We
Well,
will
they recognize
find
you
you.
catch more flies with sugar than you do with shit. So
Exactly. And I don't think Cody's realized that, because all he be dealing out his shit,
right.
Him and Robin both, kind of thing. But yeah, I have my issues with what those ladies have done, and I think I'd have popped a cap in his ass over truly shit. But I mean, I'm just that my kid being sick and that sick when I get home, kind of thing, and you didn't take care of her, and you over there doing laundry at somebody else's house. Yeah, me and you gonna have words, and they ain't gonna be honey sweetie either. I'm gonna promise you that.
Right.
But and I just, like I say, I'm with you, James. But yeah, the only way I'm forgiving Robin and Cody is if we go back to, like I say, 20 season Dallas reboot. We might think about it, but
Yeah, as it stands right now, I just don't see. I don't see it.
no,
I just
me
don't
either.
see it.
No, and you think you're right. I think if they're going to Mary or you're going to Janelle for advice, kind of thing and stuff, I think it is just to be a meet and greet kind of thing and stuff.
Mm.
I mean, I ain't saying they won't have good advice or anything like that about certain things. I mean, if you're going through something, James, and you're in the thick of it, and you're in the heat of it, and you're in the cloud of it, kind of thing, and I'm standing out here and can see a clearer picture, I might have something good to say that might help you, or that might help you to see what you're not seeing. So
Mm-hmm.
I can give you that a little bit. I don't think I'm going to be going to them for advice, but I still think I'm in it to see Rob and Cody get something. I just am. If that makes me a bad person, it just makes me a bad person.
Well, sometimes it just is what it is. No
Yeah.
value judgment attached.
Well, and sitting and watching this kind of thing and stuff, it makes you feel like even if you're going through some rough stuff, kind of thing, maybe your life ain't as effed up as somebody else's. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
maybe sometimes that's the silver lining is that your life ain't quite as effed up as the man on TV. So, yeah. Well, listen, you take care of yourself, James, and I'll be out.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Sharon. Appreciate you.
Everybody have a good night.
All right. All right. Sharon in the house. Before we go to Carmel Cuties, got some super chats. One from Negla3 with the $5 super chat. Sound like a scary movie almost. Not feeling well or so. Just listening tonight. Love you all. F. Leroy. Parting shots. All right. Hope you feel better, Negla. Hope you feel better. Something's going around. Something had my ass. I still kind of got me a little bit. I thought I was over. It pulled me right back in, y'all. I thought it was over for a play. I was like, damn, this is serious. What's going on? Shortness of breath. Oh, that I was about to clock out of this mug. But something is going around. So make sure you take care of yourself. That's why I'm sitting there eating oranges and crap. Get that vitamin C up. Try to build that immune system up back. Because something is going around. And whatever it is, it kicked my ass. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know whether it's putting people in the dirt or what, but it was bad enough where I was like, I don't know, man. I was looking forward to one day dancing at my daughter's wedding and, tripping out of my son's wedding and stuff. So make sure you take care of yourself. But thank you so much. Hopefully you feel better, Necla. Let me get a little something. And now, take care of yourself. Okay. Tiana Gray said, prevent cold. Zinc is so good. Yeah, zinc is also good. Oh, feed the beast. Yeah, I got some. I gotta get some more beets. Need some of that beetroot. Get some of them because I got a juicer downstairs. Need to start. I bought that juicer. Me and my wife was using that joint strong when we first got it. Boy, juicing everything. Then took a little break. I gotta get back on my juicing routine. You know. Negla 3 gifted one My Take on Reality membership. So make sure you guys come through on Saturday for the members roundtable. Always a good time. We be talking some good stuff. It's a lot of fun. But thank you so much, Negla 3. Then we had Jody Periscala with the $9.99. Apparently, I can't read either or do math. The $9.99 super chat. Take it from me. This is what no contact feels like when we have been neglected, abused, reaching a line in the sand, and why it takes so long. You have more than provided a platform for the show. Thank you very much, Jody. I appreciate your support. And Jody's actually one of the people, too, that has encouraged me to expand the focus of the show. She's always been a proponent of expanding the focus of the show. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I just, I think that in an effort to try to keep the show moving, or at least this show moving in a positive way, sometimes we got to kind of spin out from the trappings of the sister wife universe, because it does get to a point, like, because somebody had said, like, oh, you're being negative or, bashing them. But I think that it's just at a point now where that's the only thing that's really presented. Like, there's no upside that's being presented. No positives that are being presented by the cast. And again, if you guys don't like how you're being presented on the show, you have too many outlets, too many ways for you to get the word out that you don't support something that was happening, that the thing that we watched is wrong, what actually happened, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You have too many outlets for you to sit there and cry and complain about. People just don't know the truth. If they only knew the truth, it's on you to make sure we know. You're cashing the checks. You see the stories as they're presented. If you want to come back and say that story is wrong or it's a misrepresentation, and that's on you to do that. If you sign a document, NDA document, which says that you can't do it, that's kind of on you too. Like, you're not being taken advantage of. Because you're making $1 million. There's a lot of people who show up to their job ain't making nowhere near that and have to endure far more than that at their jobs. So from that respect, it's kind of hard for me to, it's so bad, so sad. But thank you so much, Jody Periscala. Then we had Elizabeth's mama with the $4.99 super chat. Said, if I'm being honest, if I'm being honest, and there is nothing Robin and Cody could do to be redeemed. Also wanted to know, I support you and the whole My Take family. Thank you so much, Elizabeth mama. And I agree. Like, at this point, Robin and Cody, y'all trying to rehash your image. It's never going to take place with a conversation or a comment that you offhand comment that you deliver saying, I'm all about the family. That should wipe out everything that you've watched for the last 20 seasons. That shit is not enough. Boo-boo, that is not enough. You are, no. I don't care how excited Cody is. I don't care how mad he pretend to be and yelling, that's my wife. My wife had a right to tell me that somebody was cheating on me. I don't care how animated you get, bruh. It's not enough. It's not enough. And it's not like your propensity to be outraged does not make you sympathetic, nor does it make you right. You being angry doesn't make you right. And you're not, and here's the other secret, since we're talking about like bullying and shit, you're not going to bully me, but Cody, especially, you're not going to bully me into liking you or bully me into not saying anything because you want to get mad and yell and scream into a camera when you sitting there talking to Suki. You understand what I mean? Like, because, bruh, if we were sitting in the same room across from each other and I was within arm's reach of you, I'm still going to speak my speech. I'm still say what I got to say or what my opinion is. And if you want to get animated, I can get loud and animated too. I mean, it's not a thing. It's not a trick. But, I mean, the truth is the truth. The truth wins out. And just sitting there trying to be clever with the, you think you know Jack, but you don't really know Jack. I was in Jack, so I know I don't know Jack. So therefore, I know Jack more than you know Jack. This shit just ain't gonna work, And even if you saying it at the top of your voice, it's not gonna make me so scary. So scary. I don't give a shit. So the truth is the truth. It ain't like you're gonna put your hands on me. Because let's be honest, that's what you're trying to imply with all the yelling and screaming. You put your hands on me, bro, that'd be the last thing you do outside of handcuffs. You understand what I mean? I'm going to do what I got to do to get you up off me. So you might catch an L and go to jail. Like, don't do it to yourself. I know there's like this fantasy that bruhs don't call police on people. Oh, I call the cops. And we gonna keep it all the way a buck. That shit is not snitching. Okay, snitching, ratting, or whatever you call it, is if I'm a part of the crime and I get caught and I tell all my co-conspirators, that shit is snitching. If I'm the victim of a crime, no, that's being a good citizen when I tell. I'm a good citizen. I'm gonna get this dangerous element up off the street. So, like I said, you put your hands on me. You can yell and scream at me all you want. Call me names all you want. Put your hands on my ass. I'm gonna do what I got to do to stop the infraction, and that'll be the last thing you do outside of handcuffs. Because, like I said, first you catch that L, and then you take your ass to jail. I'm going to put that on the t-shirt. But thank you so much, Elizabeth, Mama. I appreciate you and all the support. All that yelling and screaming. That's my wife. Like, calm down. Because I'm getting a little nervous, You about to make my Agent Orange act up. Little major pain. But coming to the stage next, we got Carmel Kitty's in the house. Hold on one second. There we go. Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, James. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. How's life treating?
I'm doing okay. It's raining real bad out here, so just trying to stay indoors as much as possible. I won't work this long because I gotta head out to go pick the girl up from work because she don't have no umbrella. When it comes to the fans and fandoms, when it comes to Mary, Janelle, and the rest of them, hold on, Papa. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. Sorry. When it comes to having a villain, nobody had a problem when it was supposed to be Robin and Cody for 20 seasons. They were okay with it. I didn't once hear Mary say anything outside of she wasn't going to be a part of the ex-wives clubs and bash him, but then allowed her friends to proceed and bash him.
Right.
But while it's those two, they didn't have no problem. And the fact that now you want to step up and act like, well, why does the show have to have a villain? And as much as I want to keep it PG, bitch, the show has always had a villain. Y'all all have taken y'all turns, because trust and believe, when Christine left, everybody wasn't shouting and happy and all grateful for her. Some of them are even like, oh, she's only leaving because he's not going to be intimate with her anymore. And not noticing that he dogged her out for years.
Right.
He dogged her kids out for years. But that's the point they stuck to. Not realizing it could have just been a story plot. It was deeper than that. And she just couldn't say it on camera due to keeping the money rolling. But at the end of the day, they all have been the villain at one point in time. Hate to say it, it's Janelle's time.
Right.
Kind of had to tell a girlfriend one time, like, boo, we all get cheated on. It's just your time. What are you going to do about it? You going to stay in the relationship and allow him to continue to disrespect you? Or are you going to move on and keep it pushing? Choice is yours. But I have seen some comments in some of the other content creators' feeds where they don't like what they're hearing when they log into My Take on Reality. They don't like that certain callers are so harsh and coming off on Janelle, and we need to give her grace, and we don't got to do a damn thing. Just because you're still living in the Delulu bubble of everything that they say on TV is real and that's how you feel, you are sadly mistaken.
Mm.
And I'll even admit, up until maybe season 8, I kind of believed a lot of what they said. But then when I rewatched it during COVID, I was like, 1 and 1 ain't making 2. This is Common Core math that's adding up here, and it ain't adding up.
Right, right.
Then I went over the book, and I was like, oh, that's an inconsistency. That doesn't add up to what y'all said on the show. Ding, 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 ding. They all lied.
Right, right. And I think that was one of my biggest things too, just with like something Mary had said, like you guys take this point and that point and you put it all together all crazy. But again, we're just taking the points that are presented to us. And I can't be faulted if you do a show. Like if I do a show with my family, I would never do a reality show for a myriad of reasons. But if I did a show with my family and I realized that the show needing a villain made my wife look like something that she's not, I'm not doing that show again. When they come back to me, James, we're going to do season 2. No, we're not. No, we're not, because you guys are portraying her in a way that doesn't make sense. Or you're portraying her in a way that makes her look negative, because we have lives outside this show. And it's doing things to her psychologically or professionally, or it's just reputationally, whatever the case may be. We're not going to do that. And that's just with her. If it was me, the same thing with this show. And I would go about the business of trying to set the record straight. But with this, like if you guys want to sit there and you know the show is doing you this way and you sign up for season 20 and you know that this is what they're doing, I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Keep drinking the Kool-Aid. They want you to keep drinking the Kool-Aid. So we're not drinking it. No. Right. I mean, I'm not going to let the babies catch strays because they innocent in the situation. The chickens, they had nothing to do with it. But all the adults, they damn sure can get it at this point. Nobody's off limits. I mean, we do be respectable even when it comes to some of the adult children. Like, I think Robin's kids give me the ick. But I hold back a lot with how I feel in my opinions because I don't want to offend nobody. Plus, too, as a parent, I'll be damned if somebody talked about my 22-year-old. I'll be ready to pop off Medea style. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? The kids didn't have a choice in how they were raised, but a lot of them had a choice in how they acted and how they behaved. And that spoiled, bratty, I'm better than you, even when it comes to your own siblings, I don't like that at all. And that reeks of Robin's girls.
Well, especially when you're like, I'm better than you because of the investment that your mom made to my mom.
Right.
And everybody denying you, and I'm gonna stand on top of the stuff that I got because of my parents standing on top of your parent. Like that's crazy to me.
Y'all got to wear denim diesel jeans in high school and Jordans, and here I am getting hand-me-downs from the Goodwill with patches on them. Yeah, I ain't playing that, Jack. But I ain't gonna stay long because again, once I take off out of my driveway, I'm gonna lose reception, unfortunately. I love you guys. Yeah, just keep a lot of us in your prayers. Some of us are suffering in silence, unfortunately. One of these days, I'll be able to explain what I've been going through. I'm just not at that point to fully share it just yet. No. But yeah, keep some of us in your prayers. It's some of us going through some things in life, and you know, y'all are my outlet next to my therapist, so I appreciate you all. But I'll be back in the comments because I don't want to start crying. So I appreciate y'all.
No, I appreciate you too, Karma Kids. You take it easy. If you can't take it
I'm
easy,
try.
take it slow. You know what I mean?
Hopefully you'll still be on. I got to hit Costco real quick. We're out of waters. So I got to get out in this rain when I don't want to. But y'all be blessed, and I'll see you in the comments.
All right. Have a good one. All right, little Carmel Cutie is one of our Mega Mod squad. Speaking of which, before I go to Brittany, not Brittany, let's give a shout out because I just speaking of what Carmel Cutie said, even talking to Megatron, you know, and this is one of the weird things. Like sometimes the people that I might become more aware of as far as needing hearts in the chat, I might be aware of their situations solely because they are so important to the channel and the rocks of the channel, like, you know, so with as far as support and like helping out and commenting and being involved in stuff. And you'd be amazed at how many people bring positive energy to a situation, and we're not aware of the struggles that they're going through, because when we see them, they're always full of positive energy. They're always coming in doing the work. They're always there with a smile on their face or a joke on their heart. You know what I mean? Like they're making you feel better, but you might not recognize the things that they're going through. So I just like to take a moment to recognize some people and put some hearts in the chat for people who I mentioned here, but as well as people who may not share with me or share with anybody the struggles that they're going through, just for them to see hearts in the chat. So we can start putting hearts in the chat to know that they have people who are supporting them. Even if, because my feeling and my opinion is, you don't have to know specifics on why people are struggling at the time, but just for them to know that they got people who got their back sometimes might be that thing that can help them get through that moment in time. It might not make things better. It might not fix the issues or the problems. It might not be a solution, but it can help the psychological as they move through that troubled time. So some of the folks that I wanted to mention was Jody Periscala, Carmel Cuties, Megatron, Miss Betty, Kathy Ferran, Allison Gaitis, Marlo Peterson, and anybody else who needs those thoughts, prayers, good vibes, good feelings, or whatever. So we can put some hearts in the chat for them. And no. But then we have let's bring Brittany, not Brittany, to the stage. Hey, what's going on, Brittany? How you doing?
Hey, James, I'm good. How are you? How are
Doing
y'all?
very well.
Very good, very good. I missed the first part of the show. I was at work, so I only really got to hear what Karma was saying the caller before. And I wanted to piggyback off of what Karma was saying, especially about I guess Mary said something about there doesn't need to be a villain in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess sure there doesn't have to be, but you're not going to get the same ratings and viewers that you were when when people just really didn't like Cody and Robin. But also Cody and Robin do that to themselves. Nobody's making Cody and Robin the villain. They have created the villain within themselves.
Mm.
And secondly, they're trying to keep the show going because they didn't save. At the end of the day, y'all blew through all your money. And we are not obligated to help you pay your bills because after 20 seasons, y'all didn't think about investing in dividends. That's really, or like getting a financial advisor. That's not my problem.
Mm.
Like y'all not chipping in to pay none of my bills.
Right.
So why should I give a damn about you and yours? I don't. I really don't.
Right.
I really don't. Especially with like Cody and Robin, sell that house. You got two minor kids. They don't need to live there.
Right.
Y'all can live in a nice, modest home with decent amount of room and
Right.
still be able to have your bills paid off of what you make now. It's not our problem that you can't afford to live the way you have been living on the show, and then you're not even contributing you're not contributing to make the money back as far as the show is concerned. So
Mm.
no.
Yeah. Well, because I think too, it's also a little different too, because you had such a fantastic financial opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
for you to then turn around to people who have never had that type of financial opportunity
Yes.
and rely on them to, come on, guys. I mean, I got this big ass mortgage, $11,000 a month. There's people like 11,000. Shit, I can't even pay 1,000.
Right.
11,000. Like that mortgage is so high, I wouldn't even know what to do each month. You know what I mean?
Right. Might be somewhere crying
Exactly. I mean, my car crying daily.
every
Where
day.
your daddy at? He in the car again, just sitting there weeping, shoulder shaking, like that kind of,
Right.
hanging on the steering wheel crying. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
And it's like not only are they not providing content for the show, they actively talk bad about the audience.
Right.
Like they are not necessarily Christine and Janelle, they kind of do oh, you don't really know what's going on. But Mary has popped off on fans. Cody and Robin for sure pop off on fans. So then it's just like you don't even talk to me nice. Like
Right.
it's really I'm handing you $20 and you go cuss me out. No, I'm about to take my $20 back. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Right. Well, because that's one of the things that actually got me early on was the way they would say it, describe it. Like, yeah, I'd be walking down the street and people come up and they would be saying things to Mary or Christine or Janelle and be like, yeah, you need to leave Cody because I don't like the way he's treating you. Like, hold up, you don't know me, you don't know my relationships, but it's like they're trying to support you. And
Mhm.
so if you want to explain to them, like, guys, it's not as it appears on the show, or it's not as bad as it appears on the show, or it's just a show, that kind of thing is one thing. But to go back on like a platform and bring
Mhm.
the story up and sit there and laugh at them and giggle at them and roll your eyes because somebody had the audacity to try to support you. And then at the same time, it's that support that you're trying to tap into to gain monetarily from.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because those are the people, the same people that came up to you on the street and say, Rob Mary, I support you. I want the best for you. I hope you leave him and find happiness. Those are the same people that you're hoping will spend $500 or I'm sorry, $5,000 to stay at
Mhm.
Lizzie's Inn so they could do like a weekend event with you. Those are the same people that you plan on trying to sell these programs to and these books to. It's the same people, you know?
Mhm.
And so, like, my opinion and my sympathy is only important when I'm stroking a check. Is that what we're doing? You know what I
Right.
mean?
And if that's the case, don't worry about it
Mm,
because you're not. I wouldn't go to Lizzie's Inn personally, like just in general. But if I went, what am I spending that money for? Like, is what is it truly going to contribute to my life?
mm,
I'm not. I'm not going up to none of Christine's Airbnbs. It's not my cup of tea. I wouldn't do it, and
right.
I wouldn't spend the money just because you're sister wives. So what? And then as far as like Mary's, her worthy up thing is like, okay, but you haven't worthied up. So how are you being a benefit to me?
Right. Right.
And they seem to have this inflated sense of self, um which you should think highly of yourself, great, but y'all trying to capitalize on it, and
Mm,
y'all not worth that to me. And from what I've seen, you're not worth it to a lot of the fans, but that's because they didn't put in that effort. They really thought that having all these kids and being married to the same man was going to be the one thing that made people buy into them. And
mm.
that's why freaking Sister Wives Closet didn't work, because you didn't put the effort in to anything. You just thought that your name alone was going to suffice. And
Yeah.
now look at you, broke.
Yeah. And that's actually one of the things that like Sister Wives Closet, when I saw the launch for the website
Mhm.
and the expectation or the assumption that I don't understand why people aren't just logging in and spending their money. It was, you know what I mean? It wasn't like Because if you create something, I've created things here and there, and when you create something, you put a part of yourself into that thing that you've created. And so if you were ever to try to sell it, right, it's somebody doesn't buy it or they don't participate in it, you do feel like there's a part of you, even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but there's a part of you where you feel like you're being rejected.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because you put just so much of yourself into it. But I didn't see any of that in the Sister Wives failure launch failure. I didn't see any of that. Like, I didn't see them say, you know what? These pieces meant so much to me because I was just trying to get the word out about Sister Wives and our family, and for people not to purchase it. Oh, it hurt so bad. It was just like, I can't understand why I got bills to pay. I don't understand why I was giving them the trinkets.
Right.
Like, y'all supposed to buy them. What? I don't get it.
Y'all put together
Like
this little hair damn necklace, and I'm supposed to like,
right.
Here you go. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah. Sure. I'm gonna pay basically a portion of a utility bill to buy this funky little necklace.
Right.
That's not just ill designed, but even like the silver itself, like the way whoever the jewelry maker was, it doesn't look like they did a good job in like making it look sharp and neat and like just all around y'all cut corners.
Right.
And that's pretty much how they've been living their lives since for their entire adulthood, all of them. And now they're in the find out part of the fuck around equation.
Yeah, because it'd be one thing that, if you plan to come out with something, I always feel like you want to try to give people, at minimum, you want to give them their money's worth. And ideally, you want to try to exceed expectations. So if you come out with something, you want to give them something where it's like, they'll not only will they get what they paid for, but wow, this is really nice. I didn't really expect this. This is nicer than. Yeah. And I didn't feel any of that with the jewelry. I just felt like they just said we need to put something out, and so we just come up with an SW and send that out. And they said what it could be Sister Wives or Single Women or something,
or
like that.
Superwoman or Superwoman, something like that. And I was like, girl, but also even like with the designs, they literally just made her designs. They didn't go back, like she didn't have anyone come in and like, oh, I see your vision, let's turn it into something else. They literally just took her drawing and made it silver. And she can't draw.
Right.
So then like this is just ugly. It's just ugly. And you want me, not even just the jewelry, but the way they move about life. They're just, to me, from what I feel at this point, they're just ugly people. Some more than others, but they just walk through life acting as if they just deserve shit. They just walk through like well, my name is Cody Brown, so everybody has to listen to me. And my name is Janelle Brown, so come get my flowers. And it's like, y'all not really, your name means just as much to me as my name means to you. So
Right.
I guess we just gonna be looking at each other.
Well, because even then, like you said, because I think you had a really good point too, where you said that, buying a Sister Wife jewelry, there's a real life aspect or real life ramification to what you're asking people to do. Like, we're going to sell top-notch jewelry for top-notch prices, and we don't care because we're not going to be lower ourselves to sell junk to poor people. You mean you're not going to try to sell shit to your fans that they actually can afford? You're not going to try to sell them something where they're not making decisions about their life and lifestyle and the conveniences that they have in their home? Because like you said, like to buy that piece of jewelry, that's part of a light bill. That's
Mhm.
part of something that you could do in your house to make your house run smoother. That could be grocery bill shit. The way groceries, them bills coming through now. Like,
Right. That's two
that
slices of bread right there.
yeah, you asking people to make serious, like, these are choices that people are making
Mhm.
to try to support you. And what I don't see is the appreciative nature of people making a choice as much as I see the expectation that people are going to do it. You know
Yes,
what I mean? And I think that's the part that annoys me.
for sure. Same deal. Which is why I'm just like, I'm just not gonna watch next season unless I come to the lies and y'all are like, no, some real stuff happened. I'm just gonna save my little coin because what if you don't care, I don't care. It's
Mhm.
kind of how I feel. And if y'all just gonna give me a here damn show, I'm gonna keep my here damn money.
Right.
So, there we go. But yes, that's really all I had to say for
No,
now. I may come back.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Brady, for calling in.
No
Appreciate
problem.
everything that you do. But yeah,
Y'all
like I
have a
said,
good one.
all right, have a good one, Brett.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Yeah. Because that, like I said, that point that hits me, boy. Because like I said, I understand. Like, people have money. Not everybody's sitting on top of like $50 million or a trust fund. You understand what I mean? Like, when people, make choices to try to support you, in anything you do, whether it's money or time. Like I said, the most valuable asset you have is your time. That's the most valuable thing you have. Because if you had $50 billion in the bank and you only had a week to live, that 50 billion don't mean shit. Okay. Like, you have a lot of family and friends trying to buddy you up for that last few days. But without your health, without your stuff going right, like, the time is the most important thing that you have. And it's disrespectful with the way that they're approaching the show. It's disrespectful with the way that they expectations of, like, things that they're trying to push, but you're not really showing the investment and the value of investment, the return of investment. You're not showing any of those things. Like, if you're expecting, like, not even so much the fact that you're asking $5,000 for a weekend, or I think Christine, like, I posted the thing about I guess y'all saw the same thing I saw, where Christine was selling a cruise, like cruising with Christine, and you go 3 days and you hit some ports from Louisiana or whatever, and you know, and quiet is kept, because I knew my parents were part of a group, extended family group, and they would set up trips and stuff like that too. Quiet is kept. If you can, if you organize a trip, right? Say with a cruise line, you call a cruise line and you say, look, James from My Take on Reality, I want to try to book out 20 or 30 cabins. For every 4 or 5 cabins you rent, you get a free room. You get a free room. And as you start to get more and more cabins added, you can get upgrades on that room to the point where you'll be in the back of the boat in one of them big super suites, as long as you can sell like 20 or 30 cabins off of the ship. So I'm not ignoring that fact. But if you're going to ask people to spend that kind of time and that kind of money on you, like, what do you have planned for them? The meet and greets? Are you going to actually, are you going to be focused? Because my thing is, if I was to set something up like that, just the way in my mind it would have to work, that's a working trip, right? If you're asking people to buy, like, I say, almost set up the My Take cruise, I'm not on vacation for that cruise. That's a working trip. So you want to set up events, you want to set up times where, like, the group can meet, everybody can hang out. You want to be present for it. You're not there to relax and, hey guys, I need to take, like, obviously you might have to take some time off for yourself so you can try to recharge your batteries and stuff. I'm not saying that, but you have to set up events and things to make the investment worthwhile. Beyond just, hey guys, I want to go on a trip. I want you guys to pay for my room so I can go on the trip I always wanted to go on. And when you see me walking around outside of an event or outside of a planned, organized thing that I have, don't talk to me. Like, or you see me eating breakfast, don't come up to me when I'm sitting here eating, because that's not your place. Like, you have to make yourself available, But it's just, if you're asking people to invest that kind of time and money, especially when you start to get into thousands of dollars, hundreds and thousands of dollars, then you have to give them, make it worthwhile for them. And y'all not even doing that shit with the show. We're gonna keep it all the way above, because some of these storylines, like I said, we are literally arguing about shit that happened 10 years ago, 10 seasons ago. We're talking about with the catfish. We're talking about, that's 10 years ago. We're talking about over 10 years, 10 plus years ago. We're talking about like when they first met. That was like 40 years ago. So I'm just saying. Yeah, some people were saying it might be for a plexus thing. And that's ridiculous. Could you imagine? You spend all that money to go on a trip and you come down to the meet and greet with Christine, expecting to talk to her, maybe have a chit chat, get her to sign a book or whatever that you purchased. And she talking about, yeah, this is for plexus. You guys want to be financially free? I'll be so mad and shit. Now we're gonna have a pitch meeting. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm so damn mad. And I don't know. Like, I'm gonna tell you now. I went with a couple people came to me about MLMs. I sat through a couple of those meetings. And then, like I said, I went to one meeting and I got the information from the guy because he really wanted me to join, and I got the information. And I actually read the book, and the book was just like, bruh, everything you doing, you're not allowed to do. It says it right here in the book that they could take everything from you, your whole downline, your whole financial compensation. They could put you out and reassign your downline to whoever they want. But when you go to those meetings, the one thing I would always say, because you don't have to listen to me, right? Who am I? You don't have to listen to me. If you ever get invited to an MLM meeting, the one thing I will always say is that I have, because of positions that I've been in corporate America, I've had access to meeting minutes and things of that nature, executive meeting minutes and things of that nature. I can't go into what they was talking about or what companies, but because I signed NDAs. But what you will notice is that never, not once in any of those meetings, do they ever start off with, do you want to be financially free? Do you want to have your bills paid? When I wake up, not when my alarm go off, because after I got into this business, I quit my job and threw my alarm out. Where I wake up now, my eyes pop open. I can take my family on vacation. I can spend time with my kids. Blah, 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 blah. And they go through all that shit. And you'll sit through an hour of that type of bullshit, which appears nowhere in any Fortune 500 companies, executive meetings, corporate meetings, pitches, none of that. And the one thing that I've always said, even when I would go to these meetings, I'd sit in the audience. They were like, any questions? I raise my hand. And I say, I hear a lot of talk about how much money we could make, but I haven't heard any way that we would actually make money. How does this system work? Well, we are you a sheep? No. That's why I'm asking you. How do we make money? How do you make money? Well, it's like a franchise. And it's like McDonald's. You ever heard of McDonald's? Everybody's heard of McDonald's, you asshole. Yeah, see, at McDonald's, Kruk came in and they love throwing McDonald's around. But see, here's the thing. Kruk didn't just promise that he was going to sell you a franchise. Kruk had a product that he purchased from the McDonald's brothers on how to make hamburgers, how to do that at how to make the burgers, fries, shakes, and all that stuff. They had a product that they were selling. They weren't just selling the opportunity to sell the opportunity. They had a product that they sold. And they said, you can participate in franchising this product so that you can make money too. And that's what he was selling. I didn't hear the product. I'm hearing about how much money we can make. I'm hearing about how well you're doing and how much money you made. And then I'm hearing you tell me that in order for me to make money, I got to get with my upline person or person. They don't say upline person. They say the person who brought you to the meeting, you got to get with them and they'll tell you how to make money. And you come up with a list of like 10 people. And then that way you guys can work together to contact those. So I'm going to give him, according to you, I'm going to give him my contact people so that he or she could take credit for my contact people. And if they're people that I actually like and care about, my question is this: what am I recommending to them? When I go to them and I say, I got this opportunity, what opportunity am I talking about? Well, if you get 3 or 4, and in those 4 get 4, then you're looking at 16 people. And then those 16 get 4. Like, by the 3rd or 4th cycle that you have, like the way multiplication works, you will have more people in your downline in your organization than are living in the United States population. And that's like 4 or 5 rows in. If everybody's doing it and doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's the entire population of the United States. By like, I think the 7th or 8th, I did the math before, but like the 7th or 8th or almost 10th cycle down, that's the entire population of the world. So you have every human being, man, woman, and child sign up for your organization. Then you be a diamond, right? It's just hokey. But if you ever go to one of those meetings, before you take anybody there, before you recommend the downline bullshit, here's the other part of it. Because like I said, I read the book. I read their owner's book or whatever the hell it is, partner or because technically you're a contract. You don't even work for the company. A lot of reasons why that is, but technically they say you own your own business. You're a contractor and you have a partnership with them. And my thing is, before you bring one person in, you should understand how your money is made. Because if you don't, that is a pyramid scheme by definition. If you have to have, according to the book that I saw, that I highlighted to the guy, and I said, explain this part of it. Nobody could explain the shit to me, but that's one of the ways in which the company can take, because the company they got to plead ignorance. So what they're going to say is you took it upon yourself to bring a bunch of people in, even though that's what they've been telling you from the first day you show up, that you should be creating a list of friends and family that you can invite for this great opportunity. They're going to thank you so much because you're going to make them all rich, right? But they don't ever tell you how you're going to make the money. You can't publicly sell this stuff. You can't put the shit on a website. You can't set up a storefront because it's supposed to be person-to-person marketing or whatever, network marketing. So you're banned from setting up a store. Like if you take your money, your dollar, and say, "Oh, this product is popular. I'm going to put this shit into a cooler and I'm going to take it down to the football game and I'm going to sell the drinks or whatever because that's the hottest thing they have going." Because it's usually some bullshit stuff they got going that's easy and accessible. I'm going to take this down. I'm going to make my money that way. No, you won't. No, you won't. Because it's against the rules. And then in addition to that, I think 80% of your income has to be generated from sales and not from your network marketing or your downline. If the opposite is true, or those numbers are askew, then the company technically can take your downline and put you out of business. So they're encouraging you to do something that if you become wildly successful at the thing you're doing, they can take it from you. Understand the rules before you participate. And understand how money gets made without me. I should understand when I bring my friend in, if it was really like that, I should be able to make a shit ton of money doing this. And then the program or process would sell itself. If I pull up in a big body BMW or Mercedes Benz or whatever, or Lamborghini to my family reunion, everybody there is going to ask me what I'm doing. How did you get that? How did you do that shit? What the shit? What is going on? What is this? Oh, see, I joined this organization, Plexus, and we sell diet drinks, and it's amazing. It's so easy. Let me show you how to do it. I'm going to bring you to some meetings. I'm going to bring you in. That'd be the easiest shit ever. The reason why it's hard is because you have no idea how to sell that shit. Because they don't focus at all on selling it. They focus on you getting and recruiting other people. Because that's how your upline, the people who are on Christine, Mary, and Janelle's level, the diamond people, that's how they make their money. Because quiet as it's kept, they make their money from doing the large speeches, from doing the big presentations. When you hear about the events or whatever, and you go to the event that they try to force you to go to, those people get paid for that. When they distribute the speeches from those events, because the guy gave me, like, I had a whole box. Like, the guy he wanted me in that shit so bad. And he would give me boxes like these CDs. Like, listen to this. And you listen to it. And it was just like a bunch of speeches. And I like public speaking. So I would listen to the speeches. And I'm like, this is a good motivational speech. But again, nobody is telling you how to make the money. When I asked him, how do you make money on this shit? He would give me another tape. And the tape was always like inspirational shit. Are you tired of being broke? Here you go. You could join us and we'll teach you how to be rich. Who don't want to be rich? Everybody want to be rich. All your problems go away when you're rich. That's the type of shit you get. That's how they get paid, though, because they get paid from the event that they try to force you to go to. And if you don't go, you're a loser and you're not serious about the business. So you pay $4,000 or $5,000 to go to this event so you can stand there like a lunatic and cheer, and you don't even know what you're cheering for because you ain't made $300 for the whole year you've been a part of it. It's costing you money to be a part of this bullshit. Then when you get tired and you talk to your upline, they try to sell you those CDs because apparently they charge you for them CDs. I was getting them for free because the guy wanted me so bad. But apparently they charge you for those CDs, from what I understand. I found that out years later. They charge you for those CDs, which are speeches from those events. So it's all about them making money. It's not about you making money. So if you're going to join that shit, you don't listen to me, don't trust me, that's fine. I would just say that if you go to a multi-level marketing business, ask them how you make money without having to recruit anybody. I don't want to recruit anybody. I want to make my money selling this product. How do you guys do it? And you're not going to meet anybody who's making money selling this products. Everybody who's making any money has a downline, and the bigger their downline is, the more money they make. And you know how you get the biggest downline? If you're a celebrity guest. That's why, because I did like a whole expose on like Vima, which targeted college kids. I think they went bankrupt. They had people like Floyd Mayweather, Kevin Hart, and several other celebrities who they just gave money to. Huge downlines because people want to be able to call and talk, I'm going to have a meeting, organizational meeting, and you call in and Christine or Mary or Janelle is on the phone and they're not talking to you about sister wives shit, but they playing businesswoman. And you get to feel like you're a part of their organization. And all they're doing is, because they're famous, You know, you're signing up because you trust them from the show. That's how they make a ton of money. But most of the people who are in their downline ain't making no money on Plexus. They ain't paying no bills on Plexus. McKelty and Maddie were doing Plexus. If the shit was so easy, how come they not diamond level? Making millions. Why are they still doing Sister Wives? You making so much money doing Plexus? You making so much money doing LuLaRoe? Why are you even doing Sister Wives? Just saying. Tina Gray said I should go on a cruise. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna show up, they'll have like the first night meet and greet. Then they'll spend most of their time either in the cabin or ducking everybody. Lady Amano said, James, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my automobiles? You're right. Where hidden cam going there and do the expose piece. I wonder if I show up if they recognize me. You that Mother James. You son of a bitch. We have nothing to say to you. And again, this isn't even me bashing them. I'm just saying that they taking advantage. They're taking advantage. You know. Jay will get put out a half hour in the first event. Yeah, right. Pat him down, security. Hitting that button like crazy, boy. That should be looking like a, hitting that security button. The whole joint be looking like a spotlight, like a house club, house party. How much is a cruise? I don't know. I mean, I'd be willing to bet it's probably a couple $1,000s. I'm gonna look it up and I'll tell you guys what it is. But before I go, let me give a huge shout out to Negla3 with the super chat and the membership. Jody Periscala coming through. We had my computer is acting jacked up. Oh, okay. We had some super chats come through. Elizabeth's mama. And then we had Tanya Carter with the $4.99 super chat. Said watch strike on Sister Wives. Let's get it. My take on reality community would be the villains. When those ratings fold like a lawn chair. They better stop playing with us, yeah, right? People stop watching the show. There's all of a sudden. And that's the thing too. Like, I wish we could organize the reaction channels a little better, because we could pressure them, because they are relying on a lot of the reaction channels to keep the hype going as far as the show is concerned. But yeah, absolutely. But thank you so much, Tiny Carter. Yeah, because again, I thought about that shit the other day. I was like, I saw when Mary did somebody who I'm not really that familiar with. I think they've only been doing Sister Wives content for about a year, 2 years at best. And all of a sudden Mary's on that show. But, Sarah from Reality Squad, she might have contacted Jen or something happened with Jen and she get blocked. And Sarah's been covering Sister Wives since like forever, as far as I know, for years. And y'all not gonna go on her show. You're not gonna go on even Katie Joy without a crystal ball. You're not gonna go on her show. Maybe I don't even like crystal ball. Okay, what about Pop Psych? Don't go on his show. You know, I get it. You don't call it my show's too small, whatever. But there's a few people who've been around. Amanda, hell, Backyard Barbie, Amanda Ray, Reality Amanda, Senior Perspective, Jenny from Senior Perspective, go on their show. Even Notes to Self, go on their damn show. Like, what are you doing? It makes no sense to me. Like, people who've been covering you. But, you know, I guess I don't know what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm a small channel. But next up, we got Lizzie B with the $10 super chat. Said they haven't built a positive bond with the audience. They don't do charity work, organize toy drives. Oh, Brian Zipper, call back. Toy drives, nor help out at soup kitchens. They won't even film a tell all together. And that's a point. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see the care and concern. Like, I hear the lip service. This is for the single ladies out there, the women who struggle, the women who need somebody to look up to. But I don't see the work that goes in with that position. You know, heavy is the head that wears the crown, not because you are the leader, but heavy is the head that wears the crown because there's leaders who look for people to serve them. They're usually called bosses. But then there are people who are leaders and they recognize that in order for them to lead, there has to be a service to the people who follow them. And those tend to be the type of people that I like. Like, I like people who are, if you're going to lead me, I would expect you to be concerned about me and care about me, not, lead me and tell me what to do. And then when it goes down, I'm just fodder for, cannon fodder. I'm just supposed to be standing there catching stuff, like that, you're not looking out for my best interest. You don't care what happens with me or how I'm doing or anything like that. You only care about what I'm doing or my existence benefiting you. And I think that that's a failure of leadership. So, I mean, it would be nice to hear about some of the things that they're doing. Do you ever go back to, you left the polygamous stuff and you talk out about it. Have you ever gone back? Have you ever contributed to, like, your strong voices, like especially Christine, she worked with Principal Voices to try to encourage people to do polygamy, support polygamy, and defend polygamy. But now that you've left polygamy, you're talking about how bad it is and how people who are in polygamous relationships never smile and they're never happy. Have you ever gone back or contributed any money or time to organizations to help save people who are trapped in polygamous relationships? Prop those folks up. Have your Aunt Kristen come on the show and talk about, like, her work with trying to get people, particularly women and kids who are part of women, kids, young men who are the result of polygamous relationships out of those relationships. I would like to hear that. I think that would be interesting. That would be interesting to me. I think, and I'm going to be very candid with it, I think that would be more interesting to me to hear about that work than listening to them talk about acquiring properties or listening to them talking about how they're going to change Lizzie's Inn from a bed and breakfast to an event space, or how Janelle's going to grow flowers. I think that work, as far as saving people, would be way, way more interesting to me than listening to any of those other stories. That's just me, though. But thank you so much, Lizzie B. Then we have Britney, not Britney, with the $4.99 super chat. We got all the Mega Mod squad up in the house. Also, don't call me a sheep. Then turn around and tell me to blindly follow you. Like, oh, now I'm supposed to be a sheep. Now I'm supposed to not ask no questions. It's like, shut up and give me your money. Like, just makes me feel dirty with that type of relationship. I don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't like it. So don't be a sheep. Listen to what they tell you to do on TV Instead, be a sheep for me. Like that's what? That makes no sense. But thank you, Britney. Then we have the Bronze Empress in the house. What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, James, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I'm in the car. I'm trying not to be too loud. Make sure my mic isn't up too high.
No, you're good.
Okay. Trust me, I'm in the bushes at all the shows. Sometimes I don't get to comment, but I wanted to call in and say this is what I feared the most for the OG3. They stayed too long. We now know way too much about them to where now we won't support them when the show is over. It's done. It's over. Christine's perfect exit time was when she got married. Leave, girl. That's what I was hoping she would do. Leave. Exit. Now the audience is getting to know her husband. Some people like David, some people don't. They can sniff out and tell that the honeymoon is kind of over because he's saying little slick things in the tell-alls and the one-on-ones. They stayed too long. And now when this show is over, their ability, the OG3, their ability to make money is about the same as Cody and Robin's. It's going to be about the same. They overstayed their welcome. We now know way more about them than we did before, and now we don't like them. We don't want to be bothered.
Right.
They stayed too long, got greedy. And now you got Janelle and Mary that want to be life coaches. Mary, girl, come on now. You let a woman come in and steal not just your man, but your whole life. That girl took your whole life and your money, okay? She took your man, your life, and your money. That girl should have had all kind of cocktails thrown through her window of that house.
Yeah.
You
I'm saying it would have been a rough ass Christmas.
Okay. Trust me. Her all them cars would have been on flats. I mean, you let that woman come in, manipulate you to death, stole your life, your husband, and your money. And you will still to this day protect them. You're not saying, you can tell she's still not saying everything that she knows Robin did to her. And if Cody asked, she would still go back. She is in no position to be coaching anyone else. Get your ass out that coffee shop, girl. Go get you some couch time with a paid professional and get out of our faces. That's what you need to do. Now, we don't even want to pay to see y'all on TV no more. I haven't watched Sister Wives on a paid network in over a year. I refuse to do it. And I have HBO Max. I don't click on their stuff no more. I don't wait up late. I don't do that.
Right.
I just don't. Then people that don't, they are not getting my coin. They're getting on my nerve. They got on my nerve. Your stories are different from the book you put out initially to all the stories you're telling now. Where is the truth? So y'all want us to keep hanging in with y'all the whole time while you lie constantly? And you don't put any work on this show. None. So the best thing we could do for you is, since y'all don't like us talking about you, we can stop talking about you and we can stop watching you. That's your worst nightmare.
Right.
And I went to the TLC channel and I put on there, I said, I see y'all have chosen a slow death for the show. I see your option. Come on. They should have been, the OG3 should have been gone. And they still could have had book deals or just other opportunities that could have made them money while we were all still focusing on Cody and Robin.
Right.
But now you want to turn on the fans and all this other stuff, and you want to, yeah, go ahead. We're going to sit y'all all on ice. I know I am. I'll just support the channels that I watch that talk. If y'all choose to talk about it, then I'll sit here and I'll listen. But all this stuff, no. And I don't know what they think they're going to get us hooked into next season. No. You can't throw that little girl's wedding in my face. What's that little girl name?
Oh,
Aurora.
yeah, Aurora.
No, I'm not interested in that. And her funny looking boyfriend. Don't want to be dealing with it. Not interested in none of it.
Yeah.
None of it.
Well, this
So
is
that's what I want.
weird
Huh?
too, because for me, there's maybe a handful of weddings I've gone to where I was excited about the wedding itself, and that's mostly because I was excited about the people who are having a relationship
Mm-hmm.
wedding. Because I've seen too many weddings that are just overplayed the wrong way. Like they're more interested in the day and the ceremony than they are in actual marriage.
Yeah.
And so it's already hard enough for me to go to those weddings. But to sit there
Right.
and watch a stranger get married, not my favorite.
Yeah. And we
You know what I
don't
mean?
know her.
Right.
You've kept a hedge around Robin's children all this time. Now all of a sudden you want us to give a damn about her and a wedding to that little funny looking boy? No. A little funny looking girl and funny looking boy getting married, all they're gonna do is set that poor child up to get eaten up on the internet. That's all they're gonna do.
Yeah.
They're gonna start with Robin and Cody, and then they're gonna flow down to Aurora. And Aurora is not set up that way to take that kind of abuse.
You're not
She
built
can't
for
take
it.
it.
You're not built for it.
Because while it's really intended for her mama, she gonna catch some strays. Period. Period. She caught them this season. Just
Hmm.
baking cookies with her mother in that kitchen. No, I can't. Like I said, I'm upset with Christine and them because they overstayed their welcome. And this is exactly what I knew was gonna happen. You're gonna overstay, and we're not gonna be interested in you in the end. And we're not.
Yeah.
We're not. So yeah. But I'm still sticking in there with the My Take fam. I don't get to comment stuff all the time, but I'll be in the bushes.
There you go. There you go. But when you come through, you come through. So that's also important.
All right. Y'all take care, okay?
All right. Well, thank you so much, Brian Empress. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. You
Bye.
too. Bye.
I'm telling you, dropping facts. Dropping facts, son. And you know it's crazy because I had said the same thing. I know it wasn't a popular take when I said it last was it season 19 when I was saying, one of the dangers of like even with them getting their own show is that without the counterbalance of having Cody and Robin present, you'll see more of the personality of the OG3. And there's a possibility. I didn't say it was going to be definite, but I was like, there's a possibility people might see some things they don't like because we never really focused because what Robin and Cody were doing and the way it was presented was so egregious that we never really focused on them. So even when I've seen like where people have said, like, you've known about Janelle for 20 seasons and now all of a sudden everybody's turning against her. That's not really fair just from the respect of Janelle has been on the show. Mary's been on the show. Christina's been on the show. But most of the emphasis has been placed on the offenses that were laid out by Cody and Robin, which were so egregious that when we look at it, we consider it. It was like, these people are terrible. So you don't have a guy burning the house down and then be mad or criticizing somebody who has a poor room design when they rearranging the furniture. You understand what I mean? Oh, they're on the same page. No, the guy who keeps setting fires is the worst person. But as soon as you remove that guy, all of a sudden you be like, oh yeah, Janelle's in the kitchen shoving food down the drain. Like, what the shit? What are you doing? Do you like cockroaches? You trying to wake up with that shit on your face? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, my life ain't complete till I wake up one morning and there's 4 cockroaches sitting on my chest. Like, what are you doing? So, no, it can get bad. And I said that well before, like, the whole backroom deal bullshit. And I even talked about, like, how the backdoor deal could have been presented in a way where it would have made sense for what Janelle was trying to do and not necessarily an evil or maniacal thing, but because Janelle allowed Cody and Robin to frame the issue. Now it puts her on her heels on defense where she has to explain it, because the way Cody described it, it was very underhanded. It was very backstabby. It was very interlaced with a lot of betrayal. But it could have just been something as simple as Janelle was just trying to get the deal done. She was trying to set it up so that Cody would stay motivated. And that was just her trying to get Cody motivated and keep him motivated and engaged to sell the house, because they had been trying to get him to sell the house and shit forever. So, I mean, there's a way she could have cleaned it up, but you got to come out and say something. It's not enough for you just to sit back in the cut and be like, oh, you guys know me. I've been on TV for 20 years, 20 seasons. And at the same time, you come back and say in the same video and say, I don't know you, because stuff happens behind the scenes and I really don't know you. But I should give you the benefit of the doubt because you've been on for 20 seasons. But I don't know you. As soon as I go to criticize you, I don't know you, because they don't show everything. And that's why I say make it make sense. But, yeah, right. Let's be with the cockroaches. The cockroaches. La cucarachas. Hey, what you eating? Man, I just got up early. I came down, got some coffee, and I'm just eating this last little bit of your Raisin Bran. Dog, I ain't got no Raisin Bran. I got I got cornflakes. Them raisins is crawling. I ain't never had no raisins like these. These raisins crunch like walnuts. She's so proud telling that story. Oh. So proud telling that story. I be in the kitchen just shoving food into the place, ain't got nowhere to go. And every time you turn the sink on, they just come busting up out the damn drain. Oh. You get them shit, boy. You had to burn that mother down to the damn foundation. He said the nuclear holocaust, the only thing be left is the cockroaches. Them Joneses, they survivor built. They be drinking that Raid like orange juice. You feeding them? What? But yeah. Yeah, that's nasty. That's nasty. Like I said, she was so proud of that. I was probably stuffing food down the damn garbage. Boom. Somebody be like, James is talking negative about Janelle again. That is, yeah. If you shoving food down my garbage drain, not even garbage disposal, down my drain, and we in here fighting bugs, I got pest people coming in here, and I'm paying for an exterminator, and I find out you shoving food, like you got food on the counters, and you ain't even washing dishes and shit. Yeah, I'm going to talk crap about you. I'm going to be mad. Yes, I'm going to be mad. But big shout out to Britney, not Britney, Lizzie B, Tanya Carter, Mrs. Carter, Elizabeth's mama, Jody Pierce Scholar, and of course, Negla 3. Appreciate you guys. And I want to give a huge shout out as well to the Mega Mod Squad holding us down. Brittany, not Brittany, Caramel Cuties, and the OG Triple OG Lizzie B in the house holding us down. We got one more from Brittany, not Brittany, with the $4.99 super chat. Said 30 plus years later, and she still have to see me after seeing that clip. You did what? I'll tell you, man. Especially if I'm putting money onto an exterminator. Like, because we got problems. We got pest problems up in there. And even just the fact that we don't have urban wildlife in the house. I don't want it. I don't want it. Like, you got people stopping over, mugs be getting bold when you got company. They try to see who over here because they know you got the good cakes coming out. You got the intimates hitting the table. You ain't got the no frill shit. You got the intimates. Got the Pepperidge Farm cookie platter. And the mugs start crawling across the table and embarrassing your ass. Oh, man, we be getting down right there. Like, you crazy. Look at you got my boss over here for dinner. I put the pot roast on the table, and one of the mugs just crawl out the pot roast off of the plate onto the table. Yeah, I'd be pissed too. We got Linda in the house. What's going on, Linda? How you doing?
Hey, I'm so glad I found the link. So my class finished. I was on, I think I got on about 6:20, and I heard you in the middle of a rant, but then you said something that truly upset me. So this is me chastising you, Mr. James,
Okay.
because you are the best man I could think of that could give advice, that could counsel, especially young people. I wish you would, take one of these days and maybe see if they need a volunteer at a hospital, because I've always told you, you have like the soul and the vocabulary of a social worker, of a case manager. Like, you would be someone key to speak to young people, men, male or female. But just when they're at that transition stage from, the teenager that you want to send to Mars because you can't stand their ass anymore, before they transition into like the normal human being, like, oh yes, I'm happy I gave birth to this. I was waiting for you to hang up with Megatron. I'm like, he said 5 minutes and it's 10 minutes and my class is about ready. So I was ready to read you the riot act, sir, with love, because I respect you. Don't you ever come out with that bullshit again. Oh, I could probably give advice. No, you could do more than give advice. You could guide. You are very even-handed. You really think further than what is at hand. I want to hear that shit no more. I'm telling you right now.
Well, in fairness, I used to I used to do lectures sometimes at schools, and I would work with kids here and there, just talking to children. What I was referring to specifically was doing the coaching. You understand what I mean? Like the guru coaching that Janelle and them are trying to do.
You know what? You know what? If you did that bullshit, I would probably sign on. Like, for real. So I didn't know what. So what had you all fired up? Because you had a bee in your bonnet, and I'm like, Lord, if any of these people cross his path, someone is getting socked in the jaw.
Well, with no violence, but it's I'll just say that, like, I was watching, like, my wife was watching one of the other channels, like reality shows.
Right.
Real Housewives of Potomac. They're on their she was
watching. Oh, they are so vile. I can't. Oof.
Yeah, it's gritty. Like, that shit is gritty. Ooh. But they were doing their tell-all. And even during their tell-all, like, it was my understanding that one of the young ladies has legal problems. Like, she's been arrested, and she actually has an ongoing case. And she wasn't arrested until after the season ended, but they still took time out during the tell-all to try to get an update as to what was going on and to ask or inquire questions about it. And they were going back and forth about it. And I was like, that's the substantive difference between what they're doing on Bravo and why their reality shows work and why TLC shows don't. Because,
absolutely.
They're up to date. They're up to date to the point where if something happens and the season ends, they still talk about it during the tell-all. And on Sister Wives, we're talking about shit that happened 10 years ago.
And we still don't know nothing.
Yeah, 30 years ago with them. Like, how did Janelle come into the family 30 years ago? Almost 40 years ago now. Like, it's just, like, I think that's what frustrated me, because at the end of the day, I feel like they're taking advantage of the audience.
They are. You are absolutely right, because they started this whole thing on a lie. It was a lie. Oh, the police are after us. It was a lie that, Cody, I want to show what my family's. No, it was Christine who was still hanging on to her belief by a thread. But I don't know what made her think it would be a good idea to pitch a show when your family's falling apart. But seeing how she's doing, because someone put in the chat, she's doing a cruise or whatever, some mess.
Yeah,
You
Cruise with
know,
Christine.
that
Yeah.
little sweet little mouse, she got more of a financial mind as Janelle, more than Janelle, I should say, because she's thinking of things to keep that money train rolling. So just to get back to your point, yeah, because even, a thought will come into my head. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, I'm part of a community, but that's a good community. But I'm talking about some damn show for some people that are just scamming every last one of it. And as we discover it, they put it in their damn teller, like they're telling us, yeah, you're right. The way they want to diffuse and not tell the truth. It's the smoke and mirrors of it all. You are absolutely right. If Mary would just come out and say, this is how it happened. We know you were set up. But
Right.
come out and say, this is how it happened. And, just own it. Just like you're going to be embarrassed. It's going to be humiliating. But you know what? You chose to live your life on TV. I didn't choose it for you. James didn't choose it for you. You chose to be a part of it, right?
Right.
So it comes with a lot of little things that aren't in the contract, which is accountability. They do not have accountability to the audience. And I think that is what is pissing us all the fuck off. There's no accountability. And then when you want to ask them, are calling on their bullshit. Oh, you don't know me. Well, motherfucker, I know the bullshit you pulled and I don't like it. And I want to know more. I want to know why you did what you did.
Right.
Which, I think I had said to you, I might have even put it in a speak pipe. I don't know. Something, I got to be in my bonnet, and I left you about like 5 speak pipes. But it's that out of all of them, Mary needs to come with that truth. And then the more I think about it, the more I'm like, what if this is one big concoction, a big lie? And she did it for the family, because I think this woman would stand in front of a damn freight train, not caring that none of them care about her, maybe some of the kids, that this was one big fat lie. And we all know they cannot keep their lies together. I mean, they are like, if you see how they are collectively, that's the reason why I don't lie. Even as a kid, I wouldn't be able to keep track of it. Then if you found out, I would freaking die of embarrassment, aside from the fact that my grandmother would probably beat my ass.
Right.
They are like, they cannot keep track of their lives. And I think with as the show kept going, Cody couldn't hold on to that facade, because I'm going to be real. I kind of bought it. I thought he was really sweet and goofy and kind. And I really thought that he was like whipped by all these women, that he just was not, that there was like, I said, well, let me just see what little, comes out. But I never thought the darkness, like the true self that we're seeing now, the one that I would deem a serial unaliver. I got to be careful because YouTube is getting a little bit funky on people. He didn't really show his true self. Let me not say the darkness, his true self. And his true self is that he is an opportunist. He is selfish. He doesn't care who he hurts. And the biggest thing that's irritating us is that he cut off all of his children, like he threw away some dirty socks.
Right.
Because he didn't want to put them in the laundry. So, yeah, we're right about it. And usually I'm like, let sleeping dogs lie. Forget it. These people mean nothing. But again, dog with a bone. If that child never committed suicide, I would have been like, fuck all these people. But the fact that they want to do season 21, I think that's as collectively, don't watch it on any streaming channel that's going to give them money. We could watch it on YouTube and maybe talk the shit about it later if we got to get stuff off our chest. But we know that they scammed us. And I think it's the fact that most of us are streetwise or we're business wise, and they done took us for a while. I mean, it wasn't until like season 18 or 19 that we realized this was one big ball of bullshit.
Right.
Right?
That's fair. That's fair. Like I said, it didn't start falling apart till about then.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I printed out the link Jody sent me, and I said I would start reading it. But yeah, I'm gonna start. Now they done got me irritated, because if that season 21 is a reality, and what just so for real, what's her face? Christine is doing that cruise, because I glanced in the chat. So that's a real thing.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, I saw a brochure for.
What?
Yeah, it's supposed to be leaving from. I wanted to research the cruise just to make sure it's actually a thing, that a ship was actually leaving. But from what I could tell, it's supposed to be leaving. It's 2027 is when the cruise is supposed to be happening, and it'll be it's 3 days, leaving from Louisiana, New Orleans, as they say, and you go away for 3 days and you come back, and they're supposed to be hitting some ports or whatever. I think 4 or 5 ports.
Where the hell would they come up with an idea like that? That's pretty wild.
Well, because it'll be because with those kind of things, like I was saying earlier, because I knew people in groups or organizations who will set them up, and a lot of times what you could do is, the groups I knew do it. They would say, okay, we want to get 10 rooms, right? And I think after like 4 or 5 cabins, you get 4 or 5 cabins with your group, you get a free cabin. And then for every other, like say you get 10 rooms, then you get an upgrade on that cabin. So you could get like 10 interior cabins, basically below the ship. And then you could get like with that upgrade, you can get an ocean view. If you sell another 10, you get to a balcony. If you sell another 10, you get a suite. You understand what I mean? So theoretically, if she could sell enough of that ship, she could be in the back of the boat in one of the big suites, like with the 2 room, like 2 floors and 5 bedrooms, a living room, kitchen, the whole 9. Big ass balcony. So, and that would be because not only would you have people potentially paying you for the meet and greets and stuff, but they would basically be paying for your trip as well.
See? Scam artists. So it ain't enough she got her Airbnbs. It's her little cooking channel. It's like they got a taste of this publicity, this public life, and as they can't let go. What is it? The fame, the glamour.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'm telling you, all of them stink. That backdoor. If I have to hear about that backdoor deal one more time, I'm gonna scream. But you know what I thought of? So when I looked it up, and I know I had posted it on our Facebook page, the thing with that, and the more I think about it, the more I'm gonna have to side with my girl Megatron. I think that was bought by Janelle and her lawyer, because that's the way to try to force a deal. But when you look into it, that could blow up in your face, because when the judge needs all the paperwork. He needs to know everyone who made a payment, who's still on any of the deeds, and he will look at it, and he could divide it any which way he wants. It's up to the discretion of the judge. So even though Christine paid her $10 and walk away, the judge could have said Christine gets 3 acres.
Right.
So that was karma. That it blew up in Janelle's face, and we got the proof that, like I always said, I'm the originator of that idea. She was the original Robin. But she is also the female version of Cody. Very selfish, very driven, wants to do what they want to do, and tries to get everybody as their underling. And okay, it's 9:00. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't ever want to hear you say that shit again, James, because you really should take a day off from this bullshit one of these days and go back to counseling. I'm telling you now, not as Linda, I'm telling you now as the 30-year healthcare worker who has not retired, who works in a level 1 and sees the shit that's going on. So now more than ever, You know, you got the bandwidth. Listen, you got the energy for this bullshit. You got the energy for the youth that needs a little bit of straightening out and someone that is honest and someone that they can talk to.
That's fair play. I appreciate the support on that. It's something to look into.
Please.
I don't mind working with the kids. The kids
Okay.
actually make you feel like there's hope.
Well, listen, and that's what this world has very little of.
All right.
You know, sometimes I'm here helpless like Jesus Christ. I'm going to be 64 this year, and I'm seeing the same shit that had me having to join gangs at a young age for fucking survival. Because being a auburn-colored, white-ass, green-eyed Puerto Rican was not easy growing up in East New York, Brooklyn in the 70s. And that I had to do it. And I'm not saying it, you know, out of pride or being a badass. That was survival. That's what I had to do to ensure my safety, my siblings' safety, and my cousin's safety. Because that's what it was. It was fucking flat out survival. And I'm like, oh my God, I could die tomorrow and it's worse than what it was 60 years ago, 50 years ago. Fuck out of here. No. So yeah. And, you know, and I do put my tongue where my mouth is. I do try to help out, but you have got me all kinds of twists. Like, I can't give it. I can't do this, but I'm glad I understand a little more. But I'm sticking. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's all I got to say.
I heard
so
that.
I'm gonna say good night, and good night to everybody, and I'll see you later.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Linda. Appreciate
All
you.
right, dear. Bye.
Bye. All right. I told you everybody get on my show. That's it. I won't cancel everybody because they call and criticize you. Oh, man. But appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We're almost hitting the 3-hour mark, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Yeah, I found the thing. I'm gonna look it up, and I'll probably talk about it when we come back on Thursday for the Speak Pipe. I did find the brochure, Cruising with Christine. It's like in April 3rd, 2027, leaving from New Orleans. But we'll be talking about it. I'll see as much as I can find out about it. I'll give you guys like pricing and stuff. If it's a real thing. I don't know. But we'll talk about it. You know, guys, we've connecting all the dots and stuff, and it's not fair when you guys do that. So as Linda said, that's my story. I'm gonna stick to it. But I want to thank everybody who called in. It will be a kind of a boring call-in show if nobody called in. So you guys make the show awesome. I still want to thank the Mega Mod Squad, Lizzie B, Carmel Cuties, Britney Not Britney. I also want to make sure I thank everybody in the chat for keeping it cool in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being fun and entertaining and stuff. Want to thank everybody who left super chats. Once again, let me give you all a little something. Oh, and Lizzie B gifted One My Take on Reality membership. So make sure you swing through on Saturday so that you can partake in that. Appreciate you, Lizzie B. Yeah, but we shall see. And then I'll be dropping some new content for the channel. Hopefully it'll inspire some folks, give some people some more things to talk about other than just sister wives and the Brown family. Maybe take a step back. Maybe I am being bitter. I don't know. But yeah. I don't even think I'm being bitter or mean or nasty. I just think that I'm being honest. Like, it's just, sometimes the truth hurts. The truth hurts. If the truth drives you crazy, you'll be insane. If the truth hurts, you'll be in pain. Just a soldier. Circa 1990. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you hanging out. That's my take. I'm James, and this has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out.
'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side.